I know, man.
All right.
Wait, I don't see a planet without strife.
Oh my god, yo.
I'm fucking around.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
for a second I
Oh my
thought you
god.
were
Thank
saying
you.
lyric, I
Oh my
didn't.
god.
Oh, I'm fucking
Honestly,
around.
And that was actually in the song, man. I would have laughed so hard.
honestly, I believed you, and I was just rolling with it. Oh god.
Yeah, there's like this one line, it's just, I'm there when you call, and I'm like, I guess that's kind of like, we'll be there when you call, but I'm like,
No. Not
Okay,
enough.
it depends. Did they say the Black Eyed Peas there when you call, or just I'm there when you call? Oh,
It's like a love song, so it's like, I'll be
I
there
know,
right
I'm
by you
kidding.
whenever you call me, I'm there when you call, wherever you're falling, I'm there when you fall. Like, I don't!
Stronger
I
after
can
all?
feel it.
it's
That's
There's
a
no
stretch.
stronger after
Yeah.
all.
That is such a fucking stretch.
Dude, I'm about to.
I can post.
Shit.
I'll post the whole lyrics if you want to look and see if you can find anything in here. But I'm just like, Or I can clean that a little.
Well, there is a line that says "Beyond the Northern Lights," and I think that's a reference to Canada, which obviously Ilea is from Canada. So,
oh my
Oh.
god.
Oh my
No.
god,
I
you're
hate
right.
it here.
Very clearly
Yeah?
very
No.
clearly a reference. Definitely. I mean, like, wow. How could
Is
you?
it too?
Seriously,
Is
Oh,
it too late for me to
crazy,
go
man.
back to work?
And it says, ignite a starry fire, shining bright like the stars line.
Oh
Damn,
my
they can't keep getting away with this.
oh my god, they're
It's
talking about the
illegal!
space station.
There we go.
Stop. Anyway.
What do you mean this isn't Jeremy's love song by Alita? You're insane for not thinking that. He totally wrote this.
Oh.
Oh, we're live now.
Yes, we are finally live.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Everything's working.
Whoa!
Yay.
Crazy, that was crazy
So
one.
dumb, bro.
Oh.
We're alive.
It's
Probably.
like I do everything. I could do everything early, and then like, all right, perfect. Nothing can go wrong. Everything's done.
That was your first mistake.
Everything goes
I know
wrong.
exactly. I have to
Hi, everybody.
repost the stream now.
Yeah, hello, wonderful people of the Code Lyoko fandom.
I guess.
No one's watching this.
Shush.
Shush.
In my heart, they are.
If you're ever wondering what we do in our free time, it's pretty much just this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or there's Kingdom Hearts conversations happening on in the corner.
This
Really?
is true.
No. We're not talking about Kingdom Hearts anymore.
Well, like,
Not until something
Really?
The
that-
Oasis sure are.
Yeah.
happens. What are we going to talk about? I ain't nothing to talk about.
What about?
I wish.
As always.
more like
Exactly.
terrible plot, am I right?
Whoops. Whoa.
Now,
Also,
now,
sorry if
Norman,
anyone
now,
heard the echo.
I know I said we ain't going to talk about Kingdom Hearts, but you shut the hell up.
I do no such.
Oh.
Listen, Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of my favorite games. You gotta admit, the story. You know what? That's not what this is about. I'm sorry. I'll save that. For
No, this is a
another day.
Koyoko stream. We're not turning this in.
Yeah, we have another
Haha,
contrived plot to
next-
talk
Next
about.
stream, next stream.
Yeah.
Well, Cameron's not hosting it. Someone else got it.
By the way, if you hear
Yeah.
small meowing, that's my cat. I apologize. She's very.
Yeah, you might hear
vocal.
that from me too.
Meow.
But that wasn't my cat though.
This is,
Whoever that
this is
was.
Great.
That was
That-
totally your cat. What are you talking about?
It's from
So
my
your
cat.
cat.
My cat Gracie.
Oh my god. All right, let's go ahead and start now. Actually, there is one thing I wanted to bring up because, so Lazy, I wanted to hear what he thinks of Missing Link because he didn't like that we all went with D. I hope that you're not picking anything higher than
God.
C for that episode. But man,
God.
I want to hear it. I want to
Oh,
hear it.
okay.
I'm
You
curious.
actually want me to talk about?
I want to know what
Okay.
you if there was stuff to like about. I
Alright.
mean, it's not a bad episode. It
All
was
right,
just
all right.
it was just very like manic with all the from the other ones we've gotten so far. Season 2 is a juggernaut.
It's funny because what's it? Me and Flower or Laura, however you want to call her, And we're actually talking about this maybe like an hour ago because I started talking about I wasn't here last week and going down and talking about that. But missing link. The reason that I don't think that episode is a D tier, and I was so shocked that you guys were almost going to rank its D tier until George, my man George,
He just comes in the last
came
second.
in and saved the day. Because I'm just like, I was just sitting there watching the stream, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Oh God, but no.
We're
What's
talking
it?
about Kingdom
My
Hearts
thing-
still.
No, we're talking about. Oh God, missing link. God
Oh,
damn it.
God.
That's
fuck's
funny.
sakes.
Anyway.
Wait, hold on. Guess which episode
That's
comes
funny.
before it?
Oh gosh, hold on. Before missing link is which episode?
Oh
Final
shit.
mix.
Oh my God.
I hate it here. I hate it
Surprised
here.
he's been
Yeah, I
fulfilled.
hate it. Anyway.
Oh my
Missing Link.
God.
The Code Lyoko episode. I do agree that the sissy subplot is lame. However, I actually really like the Alita and Yumi stuff in this episode for the plain and simple reason that the general idea of the episode playing on Alita and her more self-sacrificial nature, which was at least touched upon quite a bit within season 1, and bringing that here within season 2, that you already have a place on Earth. I really do not. I can wait here, and Xana taking advantage of that, I think, is really cool. Alita doing what she does for Yumi just makes sense from a character standpoint, and honestly, I also think that it's just very human of her. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, hint, hint. So it's like, yeah, I like the plot line of the Alita and Yumi subplot, especially since she cuts Jeremy off because she knew he wouldn't agree to it, and Orvik and Odd had to rush in. That's fun, and yeah, I think it's a pretty alright subplot. It's not perfect, I don't deny that, but I don't know. It's a matter of characters. The big thing about writing characters and like people just being people is like not everyone is 100% logical all of the time, and
not
at least
logical.
that's the way. Yeah,
All right.
and that's the way I read this scene. It's like, yes, because I saw last week that you guys were silly. We're saying, sorry, not that you guys were silly. That you guys were saying it was silly that Alita would do it, but I'm just like, no, this makes sense from a character perspective, and I really like it. So, my personal ranking for the episode. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say I don't remember if I said it was silly or not. I actually did understand.
I don't think it was.
Like
I don't
my
think-
Sorry, go ahead.
To my knowledge, I actually kind of liked that because I think that was very in character for Alita. Like, it's reckless, yeah, but she's also not a perfect character, and she's
Yeah.
human. I think that actually
Yeah.
makes sense in a way, but that's just me.
Yeah, I guess at least it's been like a week since I watched the stream as well. But I remember hearing that like it was that I don't remember who exactly, but that it was dumb, and I'm just like, nah, I don't agree with that.
Someone said it was dumb.
So
I remember
Yeah,
most of
so-
us not saying it. Well, I don't think any of us said it was a bad episode. Okay, I have to be careful. I can't. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I don't remember what. I just know that we all
you
said.
did.
I know that we all said that it just wasn't like it. It wasn't
not
a
a
bad
perfect
episode. Yeah, but it just
No,
wasn't.
but most of you were gonna. At least
Yeah.
half of you were
It was just
ranking
very-
it D.
Yeah,
and
I
it
know.
Nearly got a D.
I know.
So that's why
It's
I'm
just
like,
because
no.
you have all these other episodes before it that were just a lot better
Yeah.
and just I don't know. This
Yeah,
one was just a
but-
bit more like mellow or kind of boring, and I think the Xana attack was what literally just was done before that episode. Something like that.
Cooldown episodes, especially in a season like season 3, I think are fine every now and again, and that's kind of what this is. Like, because sorry, I said season 3. Cooldown episode in season 3 is not a good thing. The cooldown episode in season 2 though is fine. I do agree that there are better cooldown episodes, but like I feel like Missing Link and all of the episodes presented I don't disagree that other episodes should be factored into it, but also that it should be graded on its own merit to a certain degree as well. And I don't know, I just felt like this episode is easily a low B, a high C,
Oh
you know,
God.
over a D.
Sorry.
I will
Which
settle
is
for a
why,
C.
yeah. Which is why, because you guys were about to rate a D again before George came in and tipped the scale.
And then, but also, I think even if George didn't, Colton also changed his to something else. I think a C or something. Or was it B? I don't know.
That's fair. I can't
think I
remember.
might change it to a B. Yeah, I did change it to a B.
Yeah, which is crazy. I can't believe you would do that.
Greater.
Whatever.
I'm kidding.
Either way,
I
I
didn't
just
mean to
think Missing Link is not a D tier episode. It is low
No.
B, high C. I'm happy with where it is. I think it's fine. But since you asked me to comment on it, yeah.
Because I wanted more info of like what your thoughts were. Because I was really curious.
Yeah.
Because I think a B is crazy. But, yeah.
I said low B, high
my
C.
score?
Okay. High C. It's a good drink. Anyways, let's start with the next. Let's go ahead
Oh my
and start
God.
on the next
I just want to let everyone
episode.
know
All
I'm
right,
here
buddy.
to
All
our
right.
viewers.
Yeah.
I'm here. I had wisdom tooth removal yesterday, which was fun.
Okay.
I'm not in pain, shockingly. I did have a crazy case of hiccups this morning and earlier this afternoon, but I ate a lot of bread, ice cream, and other shenanigans to keep my stomach at bay, so I do not have hiccups. So hopefully I will not have a hiccup charade while the stream is going on. But I'm going to also try to keep, because although I'm not in pain, I don't want to be talking too much, making my muscles having to do much. So I will still be up to parlor the stream. I want to save a lot of my energy with my mouth until we get to the 2-part season finale.
Well, it won't be today. That's for sure.
Okay.
You got a couple. You got like almost. You got about a month to heal for that, but you'll be fine before we get there. But if you do start having hiccups, or whatever, just all you got to do is just mute your mic. But
Yeah, I will, but I don't
Take
think
care of
I
yourself.
will.
It's
Yeah.
important.
Yes,
Go
please.
away.
So all right. So now
Oh.
let's continue. We are starting with a fun one here.
The chips are down.
The chips are
Easy.
down.
Woo.
Yeah.
This is gonna take.
Good old
Wow.
Ulrich-centric episode to start off with.
Here's
Yeah, it's
where
not a
we
good
come,
one.
Anthony.
It's-
No, not
Mr.
good.
Resident Ulrich.
Well, don't like this one.
Yeah.
I just
How do we start this?
I like this is the one I think I don't even know how I want to start this really.
Wait, hold on. Before we start, Cam,
Yes.
you didn't replace the images.
I know. I
Yeah, you
have
still have the rock
Yeah.
bot, the killer music thumbnail for the
what? Killer music thumbnail.
What?
Hello.
Was that
Hi.
Dylan?
Oh, hey, Dylan.
You were perfect timing because we just started.
Yo.
Oh, boy.
What up?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see. How's that look on my
Let's
screen?
started with probably the worst episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
alright.
the chips are down.
All
Let's
right.
see negative critics here.
You know what? I'll
Recording this one. We're not streaming it.
Oh, we are streaming.
we're
We're
streaming
We are
right now.
streaming.
We're live right now.
Yeah,
Oh.
just like that
Right.
Code Lyoko song, School is Out.
I'll be right back. Wait a minute.
Okay. You know what?
The
Okay.
chips are down. Is that the one we're discussing?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just that's
Yeah.
We
what
haven't
that's what we're
started
starting.
yet,
Yeah,
but-
that's the one
Yeah,
we're
we
starting with
haven't
today.
started.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead off.
Oh my god,
because-
stop
like-
going up!
So here's the thing. I'm a huge Ulrich's my favorite character out of all the Lyoko warriors. He's my favorite. The main reason I hate this episode so much is that he got screwed in
Yes,
this episode.
look,
he got
I'm a
so
level with you.
screwed.
As much as I love the concept of this episode, it's so poorly executed that this episode only deserves to be a C at most.
That's your
Well, we'll
And
see.
that's
We'll see
generous.
about that. But I know there's
that's
others here.
Generous.
Yeah. Okay, so just for anyone that is not aware of what this episode's about, the whole premise of the episode is that basically Yumi's dad lost his job and he's about to get booted back to Japan because he has to find work there, and then so basically the premise is that I gotta go find work and we're probably going to move back.
The
and it
lottery
sucks.
episode.
Yeah. So pretty much. um, everyone's like, "That's not good. You know, we need you here." Like, and Ulrich's really shaking him about it for obvious reasons. Reasons are obvious. Um, so
Wait, why would he care exactly?
you're fucking with me, right?
Never mind.
I know, I'm kidding.
Can't
kidding
ignore
me?
I was
me.
like, you're fucking with me,
I'm
right?
kidding. I'm kidding.
Um,
you know
That'd be
what?
sarcasm.
And like the biggest problem that I have, which I think is like everyone's biggest problem with this fucking thing, is that like he's like, okay, so what I'll do is I'll use the back in time
Return to the past.
return to the past feature
Yeah.
Let him talk.
to go back in time and rig the lottery so that I'll be able to win the lotto so that Yumi won't have to go back, which is like, okay, that you know, and the efficacies of using the return to the past are, you know, it's inevitably going to come up of like, you know, is it right or is it wrong to use return to the past for your own selfish purposes? In this case, I believe it is right because, like, you know, the lotto's rigged to begin with. For one, I think in a way, doing this kind of save people a lot of money. Weirdly enough, and, like, and like in that notion, I just think that like, you know, I think like, you know, he's helping Yumi keep her job, or helping Yumi's dad keep her job, helping Yumi
Mr.
stay.
Ishiyama.
Helping Yumi stay at the school, keeping the whole team together, and maintaining their relationship. You know, problem solved. And it's like, oops, never mind. What actually happens is that, like, I think everyone but Aelita, who's like the only fucking person that's level-headed at all about this whole situation, gets mad at Ulrich, and is like, you used it for your own selfish purposes.
I mean,
And it's like you're out of the group, no questions asked, and it's like, no questions asked. Are you joking?
Look, I'm gonna interject here and be completely honest. This entire episode makes zero sense in the universe where Jeremy is obviously committing wire fraud in order to fund
Yeah,
in the real world.
yeah.
Surely
there's
he can.
so much
Surely he can hack
cyberterrorism.
into the company that Mr. Ishiyama works with and change his employment status from laid off to employed and have someone else get fired.
That does not work as cleanly as you think it does. I'm gonna say that.
Even part 2005.
Hold on, man. Dude, this is Jeremy Belpaw we're talking about here.
No, it's not even that. It's just like, hey, didn't I fire this guy?
He could have been like, he also could have been like, you're fired. CEO of the company.
he would be fired.
Oh yeah, he would. Okay.
So it's just a cycle of Jeremy hacking to rehire Mr. Ishiyama, and then they're like, all right, you're fired. And he reacts again, and it goes on and on and on until the end of the show.
No. You're looking at it wrong though. There ways. He would put status. He would put in employment notes status changed, layoff revised to continued employment.
Even then, it's just like, yeah, there is the aspect within the computer system, but even then, it's just like a human person would be like, no, I fired this dude, you know.
There's
Like,
also the concept,
especially
of,
in 2000s.
we
Go ahead,
don't
sorry.
know why he got fired. It's possible he got
That's
laid
true.
off because of budget issues. So like the company couldn't
true.
afford to keep him hired. It
Well,
might
that's
be
why.
the issue.
This is
Jeremy
I
went
think-
in and changed it so someone
Okay.
else was getting laid off.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Man, I can't believe Herb's
Admit
dad
it,
works for
I
the
have
same
come up with
company.
a better plot.
Dad.
The chips are down than what was
Dad.
presented.
Oh no.
And this is
Yeah.
ignoring that one time I made a one time Lazy and I collaborated on rethinking both Chips Are Down and Ultimatum to a three episode arc
Oh,
that
God.
fixes
Oh
all
my
the
god,
problems.
that
with-
sounds
All right,
terrible.
let's not get into that
Yeah.
hypothetical.
yeah,
It's a cool
let's,
idea,
yeah.
but not for this stream.
Yeah,
This
not,
is on this
not
dude.
for here. But, gosh.
Okay, so where are we putting?
No, we're not putting it anywhere yet. Hold on
Wait,
one second.
we're
Before
not
I
done.
need to say something. JT, JT.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like
Yes.
other voices in the background. Can you, when that happens, can you mute your mic?
I
hear-
don't hear. No one's talking but me.
Okay, that's weird.
Might be echo.
Huh?
Yeah.
It could be my grandma. She's in the kitchen.
Okay, I just heard that you were like, I heard
That's
that you were
probably
like whispering. It sounded like you were whispering to someone. So it's it was during people talking. So I just want to make sure that doesn't happen.
No, it's fine. No, I'm not
Okay.
talking to anyone.
Okay. What the heck? That's not right. Okay, so we're not rating. We still have. There's a lot of people who wanted to talk about this episode still. Jamin, we'll start with you next. Is there anything you want to share? Oh wait, it's Jamin? Hold on, I can't look at the score right now.
Oh wait, what?
Jamin, you. Do you have anything to say about that?
I want to wait until everybody
Okay.
like, gets their
Yeah, me
thoughts
too.
first. Yeah.
All right,
I
all right.
also kind of want to wait as well.
Like I said,
The same idea.
No, I
Chips
don't
Are
think so.
Down is an episode I really want to love, but it does not do well as a episodic adventure of the week style episode.
I wouldn't even say this is a cool. It technically
Because
is
of
a
the
cool
stakes.
down.
I don't
It
even
presents.
think that's. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, the problem is the episode has to resolve it, or it can't be out of the Warriors at the end of the episode, because then it's not the adventure of the week. It's
That would be interesting,
you
though.
need to watch the next episode to know how this resolves, kind of thing. And you can do a lot in 23 minutes. I will give any story writer the merit of a lot of story writers can do plenty in 23 minutes, but for the level of stakes that this episode presents, they didn't do it well enough, and it kind of makes you want it to be more than an episode. So you're kind of left in a weird spot where they're almost there. They have this really interesting concept, but then the actual execution just falls really short of that and leaves you wanting something more, something better.
I agree with that. And like also, can we also just talk about like how fucking stupid it was for Jeremy to be like, until further notice you're off the team, when they're already struggling obscenely hard with Xana and booting off their objectively strongest Lyoko warrior now of all times is just the dumbest idea ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know they're all young.
So it's like
Yeah.
everyone. It's like everyone just woke up and decided, I'm going to be dumb today. How about that?
I'm
you
not
for
gonna
real?
think today. I don't know what I'm gonna do today, but it's not
No.
gonna be thinking.
I mean,
And then that's the other thing, like the stakes of we need Ulrich back. Like, it would have been really interesting to see, oh, maybe they don't actually need Ulrich, and then in the second episode, the stakes get raised, and you're like, oh, actually they did. Kicking Ulrich out was stupid.
It was shown immediately that kicking them out was stupid.
Yeah, there's no like payoff to like, oh, maybe they're right, maybe they don't need Ulrich. And obviously, you gotta have your MacGuffins. You gotta have every show is gonna have its plot holes or short plots or dumb story elements. But I think Ships Are Down just is like all that thrown into one, as all those sort of plot conveniences thrown into one.
Yeah, I understand Ulrich's obviously reasoning for it. I just because literally you have a great day a few episodes before. Obviously they just found out that Return to the Past makes Xana stronger, and I know that's the reason why he gets kicked out. And I know that Jeremy.
I mean,
and
I will
them-
contend. I agree with you to an extent. It's a really good Ulrich episode. It really delves Ulrich's character quite well.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's the only really good thing I'd have to say about it,
Yeah.
because everywhere else it just kind of comes up short.
Yeah, I'll also say that like when he did get thrown out, I will say that like it was really cool of him to be like actually nice to Sissy afterward. Like, that was just a cool little moment.
Yeah.
There was like, wait, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get mad.
Yeah, that was actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm ready.
trying to think. Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Who wants to go? Flower or Wazy? Who wants to go next?
Kel's gone.
I guess I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, unless I kind of wanted to wait till last, but like 2 other people also want to go last, and that's not going to work.
I know. I know.
know.
I feel like I'll have more
I
to
could
say
go-
too when I hear everyone else's, but I've already kind of.
Would you prefer me to go or for you to go? I don't
I'll
really
go.
care.
I can go. I'll
Okay.
go. I actually think this episode gets a lot more hate than it deserves. It does have one really big problem, and I'll get to that, but I do like the, you know, like a little bit of that interpersonal drama, at least until they kick him out. That's I'll get to that. But like, you have Ulrich's angst of like, what am I gonna do if Yumi goes away? And I kind of like their discussion. He's like, yeah, why don't you like board here? And she's like, well, I can't because I need to support my parents. And he's like, shouldn't it be the other way around?
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And we haven't talked about it yet, but Xana Nicholas is very, very fun.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Yeah.
I think
God, that
Cam
was
was gonna.
No, that's fine. No, it's fine. I was gonna, because I know that the main topic is Auric and
Yeah.
his thing.
I'm
But
talking
I
about the
hate.
good parts before I get
Yeah, that's fine.
into the big
Because-
can of worms that is the big problem.
Yeah, because the possessed Nicholas, and back then because I hate this episode so much that, or dislike it a lot. JT, you're doing it again.
Yeah.
JT, I hear you. What are you doing? I hear you talking while I was
Oh,
talking.
that was with my grandpa. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Just
Sorry.
mute yourself when you do that.
You
Thank you.
learn.
Remember to
I need
mute.
it. I know. It's just I don't like to be.
That's fine, but we don't want to hear that.
Just while you're talking to whoever it is off screen. So yeah.
Alright.
Go on.
Just read the
Okay.
chat. Sorry, I just want to say about Possessed Nicholas that I hate that has to be this episode because Possessed Nicholas is so good, and I hate that it's forgotten because of this episode. But that's the only thing that saves this episode, sadly, for me.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I always forget because I always forget. Your wounds are now fatal.
His laugh, it gets me.
That
Actually,
was
I
really
gotta share a
funny.
TikTok now that I did.
That was so funny.
Yeah. Freaking Spider-Man too. What's up with Xana's possessions? Like, love crawling up walls.
Look, it's just
Go ahead.
Clearly, Xana loves Tobey Maguire. That's for darn sure.
Oh my god.
My
Those
back.
movies did come out around then.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's so true. Okay, Flower, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's that, and I do like Ulrich's redemption. There's that that downtime of him being like, I don't have friends anymore, but then as soon as he sees a Xana attack, he goes to help them despite everything, and he's like trying to help Jeremy, and they do bring him back in after that. And I will, before I get into the can of worms, I think I just want to bring up a theory I had about this. That I'm sure some of you have heard this already, but I think not everyone, and I think it's a neat idea that most people don't realize, is that so in the first timeline after I forgot to mention, I also like the exploration of the drama with that's pretty scary when one of your parents loses their job, what's going to happen next. Doesn't go too deep into it, but I do appreciate that it gets touched on quite a bit. But anyway, in the first timeline, we find out that Takeo didn't even try to go and find a new job because he was just so confident that there's just no way he's going to get a job in France again. And then in the second timeline, after Ulrich goes back and gives him the lotto ticket, we see him get really shocked that it's a winning lotto ticket. And at the very end of the episode, which is before that night, we found out he found a job at the temp agency. So I like to take that to mean that Ulrich did save the Ishiyamas by inspiring Takeo to go look for a job at the temp
You know what?
agency.
That's actually a great. I never actually considered that, but that's actually a great theory. I never thought about it like that.
So yeah, so Ulrich did keep Yumi in France, just not in the way he planned to.
Yeah, right.
But that actually
Damn.
makes, all right, I will get into the big can of worms that is the fallout. I think the core issue is it roots to the show's overall issue of framing the Lyoko warriors as always in the right, like no matter what, even though that's like not true. Especially this episode, it's really bad because they're essentially the episode is framing Ulrich's stunt was 100% bad and wrong. And while reasonable, like his understanding and logic is reasonable, he should not have done it. And the Lyoko warriors were in the right to kick him out for it because that was so bad, and he had to redeem himself in order to earn back his place.
Preach.
In clearly after all the we've already talked about it already, that is objectively not what's going on here. What Ulrich did is not 100% in the bad. There's some merit to his plan. And even if you go with the argument of like, well, they weren't mad that he returned to the past. They're mad that he went behind their back to do it and lied to them. Okay, yeah, sure. Yes, yeah, those are bad things. But they're not like, it's not like he fully betrayed them. They're acting like he spilled the secret to like Delmas. Like that's not what happened. It's just like no. Everyone agrees I think they overreacted. A lot of people think like kicking him out of the group was like insane. That's not what should have happened. And it's just it feels bad. It feels like the LW are in the wrong for kicking him out as much as Ulrich's also in the wrong for not communicating and just going for it. Like, but the show never acknowledges that the LW are in the wrong. And it's I know this is going to be a later episode, but like it's especially kind of bad when Jeremy does kind of the same thing, very similar thing in another episode, and they don't call him out for it the same way they call out Ulrich. We'll get to it when we get to it, but like comparing that with this episode just makes it even worse.
Wasn't he possessed by Xana or something when
he wasn't. That's not the episode she's talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about Temptation, where he went behind the LW's backs and used the Return to the Past for his own personal gain, which is even more selfish than what Ulrich was doing, and he did it multiple times.
Wait, makes this episode worse.
We're getting a little. We'll get to it when we get to that episode. I'm just talking about it because comparing that with this is like, I think there's merit to it. It's just like, the episode doesn't acknowledge that like Ulrich is not 100% in the wrong here, but the episode frames it like he is, and that's why everyone gets all salty because it's like, no, that's what? Why are the LW being dumb? They shouldn't kick him out for that. I get especially mad when Odd says you broke the number one rule. Like, dude, the number one rule is don't break the secret. Don't tell anyone about the secret.
Maybe number two.
Not secretly return to the past without telling anybody. That's one of the rules. That's not number one.
I mean, doing it behind their back is still crazy awful. Yeah. Doing it behind their back is still crazy.
Honestly, don't break the secret's also a little bit of a dumb rule until they're like, oh, we can't return to the past because of Xana. Because then every time they break the secret, they return to the past.
Even then, even before the Return to the Past rule comes up, breaking the secret is just an inconvenience regardless. Like, it's just like, yeah, we could go back in time, but honestly, is it worth dealing with that? You know, just don't break the secret.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, they do break the secret all the time, but like usually they do it with a good reason. Like Jeremy broke the secret to Jim in like False Start, but
he had no
not
choice
False Start,
there.
Coder.
Yeah.
But like that was a very good reason. He was kind of desperate, and I mean, Yumi broke the secret all the way back in Seeing is Believing. Normally they do it during Xana attacks, though. Like they don't just do it casually. So
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for the record, he could have walked was a joke. But anyway.
But other than that really big core issue that makes everyone angry about this episode, there is a lot of good here. There genuinely, and I think a lot of it gets overlooked because everyone's like, why'd they kick him out of the group? That's so dumb. And you're right. But also, we have Xana Nicholas. We have some really good Ulrich angst, even though it comes from a really bad place.
Trying to make me change my mind.
And we even got some Ishiyama drama. I really
love those
like
words.
this episode.
I like
I'm not gonna give it an S. I don't know what I'm gonna give it.
Oh my
No
god! I
reason to
swear
clear
to. Oh
everyone
my
out.
god! I don't even like hearing that letter. That says.
I feel like
I'm
kicked
not
out
giving
fucking
it an
Just
F,
for
don't
you, I'm
worry.
giving an S rank. Just for you.
Fuck you,
You're
bro.
Honestly,
gone.
right now,
Dude,
I
that
don't
really
care
like
what anyone-
threw me off
what
there.
anyone
There is
says.
no way
it's
this
a
episode's
fucking
here.
F.
Okay,
No.
okay,
I
guys.
rank it high. I think it's probably either a B or C.
Yeah, okay, yeah. We'll see.
It probably would be a very good episode. I don't know how you could salvage it. You could do what Dylan suggests and spread it out into like a whole multi-episode arc. I'd argue you could like acknowledge, like maybe the writers could be more self-aware about the Lyoko warriors realizing like, oh yeah, kicking him out was kind of dumb, and then they like apologize to Ulrich because they don't apologize to Ulrich. They basically just kind of accept Ulrich's apology. Because
Also,
like Ulrich's in the wrong, even though he's not.
Also, I'd like to point out that this episode could have. I guess there's also you could also detract the whole two-parter by looking at it this way. Losing Yumi would be the same as losing Ulrich. So the fact that the episode proves Ulrich is needed is a self-contained arc in regards to Yumi rather than Ulrich.
I think part of the justification on the LW side was that they weren't sure if Yumi was going to move. That there was talk.
Mm-hmm.
If you go with my theory, there's a really good chance the Ishiyamas would have moved because Takeo wouldn't have bothered to go to the temp agency until he was inspired by the winning lotto ticket. But I had something else I wanted to say about this episode. Oh yeah, how to salvage it. You could also change what Ulrich did to something like actually worthy of the LW's wrath. Like he did something really bad, and that's why he get kicked out. Because the idea of Ulrich doing something dumb, getting kicked out, it's a very good idea. This episode's just what he did was not worth the reaction he got from the rest of the cast. So
Okay.
all right, I went on a while.
No, it's good. Colton wants to go next real quick. I know, and that probably give Wazy some more.
Yeah, real quick in quotes. I'll try, but
no, you're good.
I don't know, man. This episode just ain't it. It really just irritates me for a multitude of reasons. One being the fact that like I no one really brought this up, but like I understand why Jeremy would get upset about Ulrich doing it. For obvious reasons, because he gets upset about making Xander more powerful all the time anyways. I understand why Yumi gets upset, because, well, it's dealing with her parents and whatnot. But why the hell does Odd get upset?
Yeah. Oh, wait, sorry.
Mute yourself.
There it goes.
Anyway, at least
Yeah,
for
like
Odd,
just Odd getting upset just does not make any wicked sense to me. Like I think like Ulrich and Yumi I understand, or Ilea not getting upset, fine, but like, why does Odd get upset?
I can't
mob
remember.
mentality. Let's go. No,
I guess.
Never underestimate mob mentality.
I know you're
Exactly.
joking. I think it is partially mob mentality, but I think it's also because like they're roommates. So like
they were roommates. Sorry.
Or
well,
roommates.
well, like they had this like little big brother kind of bond together. So
Little
you
big
kind of
brother kind of bonding. I don't know if that's how I describe it, but okay. Keep going.
all right.
Jeez. Well, anyways. Sorry. Anyways.
What I
I
was
told
just
you
trying
guys
to
about the
say
whole
was that
Nicholas
like
thing.
I was
Hold
just
on.
saying,
Whoa.
He's just like
We have two people talking. Colton, finish.
sorry.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about the Nicholas vein. I forgot.
I know,
that,
everyone
like because this episode really just it's so freaking irritating to the point where it's jeez. Right, because I honestly, Ulrich, I think I can understand why they got mad at him for like returning to the past and obviously making Xander more stronger. But in reality, like in the timeline of events that happens, we just had Xander like return to the past multiple times. So they got mad at him for doing it just once, and I understand the fact that they obviously don't want to use the obviously they look at it as a way that you don't want to return to the past with the supercomputer in order for them to make their lives more better or positive, to right some wrongs. But this is a right that should have been wrong. Obviously Yumi's leaving. Like, it's really going to impact the group if one of them leaves, and then they decide to kick Ulrich out in the same episode. Like, are you kidding me? And not to
I
mention,
know it is frustrating, and like the whole we need Yumi, but then Ulrich does something stupid, so they kick him out.
yeah,
So it's like
whoever wrote this episode, like, they did it in 5 minutes. Like, Chat GPT can write a better episode than this.
Hey. No.
Yeah.
No.
no.
As a
a
writer,
spicy take of
genuinely,
all.
no, don't say things
That's
like
No,
that.
no, I will die on this hill. I will die on this
That's
hill
really
if I
Yeah.
have to.
Have you seen the stories ChatGPT has written?
Alright, it doesn't matter.
I don't have to. I know
Anyway.
the
It's really cohesive.
No.
Anyway,
Anyways, Wesley, you can go.
yeah. Okay.
I've used
For-
ChatGPT to do a Code Lyoko OKKO fanfic.
All right. Well, another time.
That's
All
fun.
right, Wazy. All right,
Yeah.
Wazy, your turn. Let's go.
Okay.
Real quick,
So-
I wanted to respond to
Go
Colton's
for it.
question about why is Odd
Yeah.
mad. I kind of did it in our little live voice chat, but I think it might be
Mhm.
because Auric lied to Odd specifically. Because if you remember, Auric's like, hey, I'm gonna go somewhere, and I was like, where are you going? He's like, I'm studying. Can I study with you? I'm kind of struggling with the periodic table, and he's like, nah, I'm gonna study by myself. And then, like, not only does Odd get rejected from the supposed study session, but later he finds out it's like, oh, he wasn't studying, he was rejecting me so he could betray us all. So maybe Odd's salty about that.
Yeah. I get that, but why didn't he just tell him? Like, hey, you lied to me.
You know,
Why?
Ulrich should have done a lot of.
To be fair-
Ulrich should have done a lot of things. He should have.
Hold on, what were you saying, Cam?
I said Ulrich should have. Well, because like him saying he should have said something odd, but he should have talked to someone about going back in
Because,
time.
to
At
be
least
fair-
Jeremy.
Nah, I understand him not going to any of them for
I get
any
it
of
too,
this
but like
because-
it would have probably made some. It probably would have made the situation a little better. Besides them kick them out right away, but.
The thing of it is that like when it comes to the supercomputer and
they would also know.
using the return in time, which actively makes Xana stronger, even for Yumi, it's like in general, they would have talked him out of it. Like, this is not a good idea. You should not do this. We are not doing this. Jeremy especially would have been pissed. He would have blown up at him for even suggesting something like that.
Yeah, which is probably why he did it without telling anyone, because he knew that they'd overreact.
Exactly.
He was hoping to ask for forgiveness rather than ask for permission. And, it backfired on him pretty harshly.
The ends justify the means is what he was thinking. And yeah.
I mean, to be slightly fair, they do, but
They do.
Mhm.
I'm in full support. I agree that ethically it's not the best move, but if we're talking about like results versus actions, the results definitely outweigh the actions.
I can agree with that. I agree that okay, hold on. When it comes to Ulrich's situation, I think that he should have talked it over with the group 100%. That is something that he should have done.
Yeah.
However, from a character perspective, it makes complete sense that he did what he did.
That's true.
And that's not really my problem. Ulrich is not my problem with this episode at all, honestly and truly speaking.
no, I mean, I think that's this is a really good Ulrich episode, but it does everything else so not poorly, but it doesn't do anything else well enough to live up to how it handled Ulrich, that everything else just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, well, I'll just say it. Jeremy can go fuck himself.
I actually think it would be reasonable for Jeremy to blow up at Ulrich like this.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know about
Jeremy,
everybody, but like
I wouldn't even say like the Warriors' reaction is extremely valid, but it's it's the fact that it feels very hollow based on all the other episodes and the evidence, like everything else that happened.
Everything we know in retrospect.
I think everybody agrees that kicking Ulrich out of the group was the dumb decision for this episode. That, yeah, they shouldn't have
Yes.
done that. However, I also feel that when it comes to character motivations and reasoning, Flower touched on this a little bit, but at the very least, the anger to a certain degree makes the anger that all of them have makes sense. And I actually kind of want to touch on Yumi because of the fact that throughout the show, especially up to this point, Yumi has always valued her independence and Yumi has always valued her independence and like wanting really to do her own thing. And Ulrich just kind of takes the situation into his own hands without letting her know. And naturally, she's very annoyed by that. And I don't know, I just think from a character perspective for Yumi, this actually brings out a lot of her motivations and a lot of her traits out really, really well. But yeah, it's at the same time, yes, a lot of the things going on in this episode get to a level where it becomes petty. But I don't know, I don't hate this episode either. Like, honestly and truly speaking, I think, well, I'll wait for a rating, but I don't know, I just feel it's not Code Lyoko's worst, not anywhere near it personally.
Oh, I mean,
I do. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. No, there are really bad episodes in this series. No,
The entire
and
series?
your
Well-
fair share in episode one, but like, it's
Yeah,
just not it's not a strong contender for like the good episodes. It's very much in the middle of the episode range.
Look, I'm not gonna say that out of the entire series, including Evolution. That's a whole other topic. But let's just say out of the entire first series, out of the entire series, it's not the worst episode, not even close. But like, if we're just talking season 2, I genuinely cannot think of a worse episode. This is fucking F tier for me.
For one, we don't have an F tier cam.
This should be like, I'd make an F tier just for this, but I'll settle with D.
I wouldn't, but
because it's the lowest.
I mean, I don't know yet for me, but
I mean, like I said, this squarely falls in C. It's not bad, but it doesn't do enough to outpace other episodes. It doesn't do enough.
yeah, it's just it could have
But
been better. That's
doesn't
really
do-
it sucks that this could have been done a lot better, and I think I agree with pretty much everything that's been said though. I just hate to watch it. I'll probably only watch the Nicholas. I probably like the Nicholas scenes in the ending, but this is a hard episode to watch for me, even though like I understand and like Auric, like it's good character for Auric. Everything makes sense what Auric does. I agree with that. I just don't like it. It's just so hard to watch, and yeah, they should have had some other. I know Auric needs to like have some kind of discipline for going behind their backs, but maybe it's not kicking them out. But I don't know. Maybe like a timeout for Lyoko. I don't know, for a certain amount
I would
of
say
time.
like
Timeouts.
Yeah,
like banning him from the supercomputer.
Yeah, just give him like I don't know.
Do not ever touch this again.
It could have been
Go stand in
better,
the corner.
But Jay is back, and I think he's the last one to talk about it. Or Momo, do you have anything to say?
Yeah.
I know Jay wants to go last.
Oh well, if Momo wants to say something, I guess better.
Solve the auto turret.
Hey, Dylan, I can hear you. Dylan, mute your mic. All right,
I need that. Because you were standing on top of the person there.
Dylan.
Dylan, your mic's on. Mute it.
Okay.
You might want to tag him.
Okay.
Momo, do you have anything you want to say?
I mean, everything that was thinking is pretty much already said. I do have an interesting thing that I can mention at Temptation. I think is something that's I want to talk about, but that can wait if we don't want to like cross some episodes. It's just like one little comment that I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
I mean,
Does it? Yeah.
go ahead.
I just think it's interesting that they are so Jeremy and Ulrich pretty much the same thing, right? They've used it for the past for their own benefit or the benefit of others. However, they are so quick to drop Ulrich because they probably think he's disposable. But with Jeremy, he's the only. They're like kind of more forgiving of him rather than Ulrich, and that's a little unfair, in my opinion.
I honestly, I'm happy you brought that up because I totally forgot that happens in the next couple episodes. Like I know Temptation's coming up, but that's a like I know it's about. I know what it's mainly about, but man, I forgot he actually returns to the past because of it, and that is, oh man.
I mean, of course, we're talking. Like they were so.
I know,
honestly,
Jeremy. I mean, it's a different thing.
Yeah, and what's interesting is if you look at stat-wise, the 3 Lyoko warriors, they're very equal in a way. Like, they're all fighters, right? So Jeremy's the smart one, they're the fighters, and you have Aelita. So dropping one of the fighters wouldn't probably hurt the group very much. However, if you lose your only tech person, then you're, SOL'd. So I think it's really unfortunate that Ulrich can be dropped so fast. Like, I mean, in a matter of seconds from this came out to then Jeremy not really getting the same repercussions.
Yeah, I mean it's Jeremy himself, so it's and I know that's a whole different kind of episode, and we'll get to it soon. But yeah, that's a good point that you brought up though.
We're talking about Jeremy. You're all expendable except for Aelita Belpois. So
yeah.
Well, yeah, we all can't forget. Jeremy would shoot them in the back in a heartbeat if it meant saving.
Facts.
Exactly.
I would not say
and
that.
Honestly, Jeremy, you're not slick. You're not you are expendable. We can get Herb in here. He can do it.
I mean, to be honest, to be slightly honest, in season 3, it's very much that Jeremy is expendable. Aelita could do everything too.
Yeah, exactly.
And they have the whole program that allows them to delay launch the transfer protocol. So
exactly.
To be fair, I don't want to talk too much about future episodes, but they did a good job of just showing that even when they've had quote unquote other Jeremy step in, like Franz or Aelita, it's always on that Jeremy's always brought something unique to the table where, they need him, even if there's other people that are as good or sometimes even better at different things than him.
Well, I mean, of course, when Franz Hopper steps in, Jeremy, it's not Franz Hopper, it's Santa.
I think all they have to do is get Franz Hopper and whammo.
Yeah, but
you don't need him.
Is there anything else anyone wants to say about?
Oh, Jamin has a good amount to say. The floor is now yours.
Yes, thank you, everybody. So, when it comes to situations like this, I always try to be the guy to look at both sides of the scenario so that I'm able to have a clear understanding of everything that's going on. With that being said, let's start with the first side. Ulrich may have had good intentions, but it's undeniable that what he did was incredibly bad. Jeremy and crew had every right to be pissed off at him. Every right.
Yeah.
And if I was in their shoes, I'd be frustrated right alongside with them. Because their jobs as LWs is already stressful as is. And it's not just with the Lyoko battles, but everything outside of that surrounding their real lives, as we've seen with Yumi's parents back in exploration, and the Xana attacks on Earth, with heavy emphasis on the Xana attacks on Earth. They already had to deal with satellites, gravity shifts, robots, freaking rats, and the list goes on. And now they're dealing with polymorphic specters now on top of it, up to this point, that is. Again, I've already said it before that it's a miracle that these guys, or these kids, don't have a hard case of PTSD. Because going through all of these Xana attacks over and over and over again would do a number on anyone. But nonetheless, their job is incredibly stressful, and the fact that Ulrich was willing to make it possibly 10 times worse just to fulfill his own desires of Yumi was selfish. It is selfish to me. And it's understandable why Jeremy and crew felt like they were betrayed in the end because you would think after all the time they spent together, not just as a group but as friends up to this point, you would have thought that if Ulrich had something on his mind that was really bothering him, or if he had an idea like this that he wanted to try out, he would have went to them first. He would have at least talked to them about it first, but he didn't because he knew they would say no. So he went behind their backs and did it as I think either it's Momo or Flower, I forgot. They mentioned that Ulrich was just hoping that he would do it and then they would just forgive him in the end. But no, it just backfired on him completely, and that was just really disappointing to see from him.
I mean,
now on
I'm
to the other side.
I'm gonna counter there a little bit. Ulrich definitely wasn't expecting them to figure it out, and to a degree, one of his biggest mistakes was making it known to Mr. Ishiyama that he bought the ticket for them rather than just doing something smart like leaving it in the mailbox with a letter. Heard you or on a hard time. Bought you this. Good luck. So no,
True.
Ulrich intended them to never figure out what.
By the way, can I also just say that her fucking parents are snakes? They were like, oh, we won't tell her, and then they fucking told her anyway.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
be like
before we
that.
get to that, I want to finish this quick.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Now onto the other side. The fans of this show were calling the LWs bad friends in the France Hopper episode for how they were treating Jeremy, and I defended them there. There's no way in hell I'm defending them here. They had every right to be pissed off at Ulrich, but they definitely crossed the line by kicking him out of the group. They're acting as if Ulrich committed some kind of crime with the intention of harming people with this whole return to the past thing. How can Jeremy and crew be so quick to abandon Ulrich after everything he's done for them up to this point? Not just on Lyoko, but fending off Xander's attacks on Earth and even their social lives. He's always been there. He's always been loyal. He's been nothing but loyal.
Oh, I was going to say, so what you're saying is that everyone is stupid in this episode.
Yeah. But the thing is, man, he's been nothing but loyal this entire time. He's put his life in danger many different times for the Lyoko Warriors. Multiple different times. And they're willing to just throw all of that away just because he messed up one time.
Right.
That's toxic. That's extremely toxic to me. So you're telling me Ulrich wasn't deserving of at least just a verbal warning? Because again, it's okay that they're pissed off at him. Again, I already said before, I'd be pissed off alongside with them. But the thing is, he wasn't even deserving of a verbal warning. He was just going to be tossed away as if he was trash, as he was disposable trash, as many you guys have mentioned earlier. Again, that's incredibly toxic. And you can't get any crappier than that, and it's especially frustrating coming from Jeremy. Not just because he made a similar action, as we all pointed out in Temptation and such, but the fact that he's been there looking out for Jeremy ever since the start of the series. He's technically the first friend he made at Caddick. And the fact that this is how he treats him after all of that, by walking away and leaving him with no friend in the world. And I don't, oh my god, don't even get me started on the way Yumi was acting. She was 100% a bitch. And she really, she really couldn't help but to rub salt on that wound, because after she left, the first guy that she went to go and talk to was William. So that's why I applauded Ulrich walking away with Sissy. In my mind, I was like, yeah, kid, you can do better. At least when it comes to this episode, yeah, you can do better, because that was just really uncalled for. But overall, if it wasn't for the fact that the LW...
He kind of does that in...
you can finish.
The one episode in one... Routine. Kind of does that in Emily.
You're breaking up.
What?
You need to get close to your mic or something.
What?
Ulrich does the same thing, arguably, with Emily. So, did that come through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of. But
it
yeah.
wasn't for the same reason, but anyway, outside of that, it's Ulrich's done so many positive things for the group. The positives that Ulrich has done outweighs the negative. He's not just like an associate on the Lyoko Warrior side. He's supposed to be their friends. What kind of friends just abandons like one of their own just because they mess up one time? And again, like you guys already brought up, like Jeremy made a similar mistake in the future episode, and they don't give Ulrich and they don't give Jeremy nearly as much shit on there. If it wasn't for the fact, overall, if it wasn't for the fact that the Lyoko Warriors forgave him by the end of this episode, I would have agreed with the majority of people that the LWs were bad friends. At least in this episode. At least in this episode. Like, that's easily, like, that whole scene of them just abandoning Ulrich and him having to just, like, be by himself. Like, that was, like, one of the most toxic exchanges I've ever seen in a friend group, ever.
Yeah, that's
But when it comes to this episode,
Okay.
exactly, but I'm almost done. But when it comes to this episode, the Lyoko scenes I thought was okay, and like the whole like Nicholas possessed thing, like that to me like saved this episode from being a D tier to me. Like this is like
That's
mid high, no, this is a low mid C tier for me because like that whole exchange was incredibly toxic. And even though it's like again they had all the right to be pissed off at him, kicking him out of the group, not even just out of the group, but just like their friend circle was completely uncalled for. And it was completely irresponsible from Jeremy's point of view because Ulrich is one of the best fighters on the group. He's arguably the best fighter. He has the most iconic like fight scenes in the show. And it's like, yo, Jeremy was too like prideful to just like let go of that and just put at least like bring him on Lyoko at least like one last time or something just for the sake of fending off the Xana attack. But hey, man, I digress.
I have to.
And that's pretty much all I wanted to say.
I kind of
I
want
have
to
comments
contend
as well.
the Ulrich is the best. The show's quite clear that the Warriors are all even, and at times who's the best sort of depends on the episode, less so than the actual like stats or you know it's more to what the story needs rather than what's actually like who's actually probably the best. So I mean, like, I like to think Ulrich is probably better than Odd most of the time. And Yumi probably is a little bit more on the weaker end of the link, but overall they're about, and it's sort of a bit disingenuous to really assess that Ulrich is certifiably the best. I'd say he has the best
arguably.
I'd say he has the best toolkit of all the Warriors. Sword can both deflect, block, and can deflect and block the lasers, and he's able to split himself into 3. But I don't know. It's always down to the plot of the episode rather than a concrete who's always the best.
Which, by the way, guys, when I was talking, I got up early this morning, I took a bunch of notes, and it ended up being so long that it was practically a script. So yeah, I was just basically reading off like, the whole...
I could tell that you wrote that down.
I was reading off a whole script.
I
was reading off a whole script here.
Respect.
Because I refused to stutter here. I refused to stutter in that moment. Like I did.
That was very good.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I typed this in the chat, but like effectively they act like Ulrich proved he could no longer be trusted, but he literally only did one bad thing, and they understand why he did it. Like it's not like Ulrich can't be trusted to never do. Like they could tell him, if you do this again, you're out of the group. And I think if they literally just did that, we would not be here like griping. But no, you're right.
Exactly.
They were justified in being angry, but they crossed the line when they kicked him out.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't understand. You only get one mistake, and Ulrich already used that in Zero Gravity Zone, so he's done. Oh. But no. Okay, I do have comments on a lot of the things that... Well, actually, not even a lot of things. Just 2 things that you said, J-Man.
Let me hear it.
One, you bring up a really good point about that there is a level of selfishness from Ulrich in this particular scene. I don't fully agree with you in terms of in terms of Ulrich is completely selfish in this situation, that he's in the wrong, that he's in the wrong, that he's bad, because he is coming from a good place at the end of the day, and he's trying to help Yumi, but yes, he did do it in the wrong way, and he should have informed the group. He should have talked about it, that sort of thing. Yumi is another point I need to bring up, because I feel like Yumi has every single right to be angry with him in this regard, honestly and truly speaking, because of the fact that, again, as a character, and especially Ulrich, who she is very close to, even if they're not in a relationship right now, he should know at this point that Yumi does not like having like stuff concerning herself being completely taken away from her in that regard. Ulrich didn't give her a chance to decide whether or not
She wanted to
he would
stay,
do
or
something. Yeah, that whether or not anything would be done about her family situation. He just decided, I'm gonna fix this. I'm not gonna tell you how, but I'm gonna fix this. And it's just like that is a little shitty in a certain degree, because of the fact that, like, she did not ask him to do that. Like, yes, he's coming from a good place, but at the end of the day, she did not ask him
you know
to
what?
get a lottery ticket and,
know-
make Xana stronger. And yeah, but go on, Dylan.
I'm gonna come in with, actually, I think the hottest take. I think this should be asked, because it's obviously so well written. It has such good writing
about
that
to
it
say that.
invokes the most aggressive emotional response by everyone who watches it.
Oh,
Everyone
I've
seems
heard
to have a
wrong
strong
word about
the
opinion about
episode, actually.
about this episode, to be completely honest. Which is not like something you can say about a lot of
It's like the writers knew what they were doing. And get the feeling like the writers would have been like, we did our job, because this is the way we're reacting, but with this episode, I'm sure that was their
Yeah.
intention.
Okay,
One of their
I don't want
intentions.
to take control or anything. We have been on this
I
for like
do.
an hour and a half.
Oh, I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
You don't care? Okay.
Yeah, I don't care.
Same.
Okay,
I
so
think
the
I
reason
do.
you didn't want to stay on here for too long. I
Yeah,
just
this
didn't know-
episode I've been waiting for it since the beginning. I knew this episode was going to be the longest one we talked about, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
This we
And
can
I'm starting to
take
feel
as-
bad too, because like the.
It's divisive.
You continue. Sorry.
So that's it.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
can go.
Um,
These tier streams can go as long as they want, or like I don't care how many we have of these streams. It's fine. But I don't think we're gonna talk as.
Because I
I
was
don't
afraid
think
of
this is gonna
making
happen
my-
again. But
I was just
Wait till
afraid
we
of
get to
making my script too long.
Catacombs,
For a while at least.
Oh,
I don't
gosh.
know if Cat Bombshell is gonna get that. It's not gonna be as long as this, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
Petty Bombshell isn't as good, but it has some
Yeah.
issues.
All right,
Oh.
I've heard what everyone has had to say. Let me give my final thoughts
Okay.
on this. So
Okay.
just reading over your script, which was very well written, by the way. I could tell you were very passionate.
Thanks, you
when
dude.
You wrote this out.
Mhm.
To me, like one of the reasons that Ulrich is my personal favorite character in this story is because he is the one that I most relate to, and I think it's pretty fair to say that for many people that watch the show, he is the most relatable character. I think he goes through the most struggles that like many people watching the show can relate to, whether it's like not doing super great in school, having people around him that bug him a lot of the time, having emotional issues, having like feelings that he can't explore very well, just things like that. I think like he's just very relatable. So a lot of people that watch the show that can kind of relate to Ulrich might put themselves in the situations that he's in. So when when he's getting, for lack of a better term, backstabbed like this, for me personally, it just set me off. Like I was like, you genuinely just told your friend who did everything, and I'm not, and we can argue back and forth all day on whether the ends justify the means or not. At the end of the day, he didn't do this for his own personal gain. If he did this just because he wanted the money, that's one thing. But he did this because he wanted his best friend, the person that he loved more than anyone on this planet, to stay around. In addition to the fact that he wanted to help her, her family, and this might not have been his main intention, but the world in of itself by getting this money to them. That in of itself, ignoring everything else, good and bad, that in of itself, I think, should exonerate, any of the bad that could come from this. Do I think there should still be a consequence for this? Yes, I do. But throwing him off the team, berating him as harshly as most of the Warriors did, not acceptable. Genuinely not acceptable. I believe new
Hold up.
guidelines should have been placed, but how they treated him was not okay.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
Okay. The reason that I'm so defensive, because you bring up a lot of Ulrich's side, and I agree with that to a certain degree. I think that the situation isn't black and white. However, again, I have to come to Yumi's defense because of the fact that lottery money is a life-changing amount of money that goes far beyond, because he won the jackpot, isn't it? Like,
It was like
that-
35 million big ones or something like that. I can double check.
exactly.
It was like millions
Yeah.
of dollars. That is probably more
exactly.
than they
That
have
is
ever
a
owned.
that's a life-changing amount of money. That changes Yumi's situation to such a degree that honestly, if you're not careful, it could be even worse.
I actually
Because it's
forgot. I had another theory. Like, if they had accepted the money, maybe they would have moved out to go to an
Yeah,
even area.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, man, we don't have to be here anymore.
I know, yeah. All right, we're going back.
All right, we're going back home.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's like, yeah,
Yeah, I
you
know
see, which is why the more I listen to talk about this episode, the more I'm a little more defensive of Yumi's side, because Ulrich didn't ask her about this. Yes, he had good intentions, but honestly, it's just like, God.
Yes, he should have
It's
asked.
a lot. It is a
I-
major change. He
I'm-
should have asked. Yeah.
Yes, he should have asked. I'm not saying that what he did was 100% okay. What I'm saying
Okay.
is that the way that they responded was not the best, and I understand that they're all kids and that they're not perfect, and that
That is fair.
and
Look,
that
guys, this is one of the few times in life where you say both sides are bad. Probably.
Yeah, but-
That's
Well,
why I
he-
say the situation is not
I
black
said
and
that in my
white.
script.
But
I
yeah.
said that in
but
my
like-
script.
but
That's why I
Ulrich's
talked-
side
Mhm.
is way less bad than their side. Way less.
Way less.
And I'll
Yeah.
die on this hill.
It's a complicated
It
issue.
depends.
Because...
It depends on how you look at it, but I'm inclined to agree a little. Because they shouldn't have ditched him over that. But again, I
Yes, I
can understand
agree
the
with that.
frustration because
No,
I
and
can
also,
understand the frustration that the Lyoko Warriors have because again, their job is already stressful,
Yes.
stressful as is.
Yeah.
They don't
Yes.
need they don't need things to be possibly 10 times or even 100 times worse. Because again, it's they could one of them they've only gotten lucky so far. Or actually throughout the series, they've been lucky that none of them was killed because of Xana's attacks. And it's again, the whole thing of Ulrich willing to make this possibly even harder on them was the selfish part. So I can understand why they were
Yeah.
pissed.
It's no way. With this one return to the past, I can make the Colossus now. Let's go.
Yeah.
This episode will take
That's
us
so
2
good.
hours.
Yeah. So good.
Where we
God.
properly
I want-
anticipating
I'm sorry.
one episode.
I want Xana to actually say that. Have actual words this time. By the way, Ulrich, because of you, I have the Colossus. Oh man. That's too good. That's so fucking good.
No, wait. It's Xanafied will. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I will. Yeah, there you go.
We haven't talked
Yeah.
about this yet, but right after Ulrich pulls the RTTP, this is the one episode where Xana just throws a rows and rows of crabs at them.
Oh
Yeah,
right,
that's
yes.
Everyone just assumes.
Oh yeah, this was cool.
I always
Yeah, it
imagine
was
that.
cool. But also
Yeah.
Xana got that extra boost from Ulrich.
I always imagine-
probably.
Actually,
I always
that
imagine
reminds me.
Xana was watching this whole thing on his bed with
Mhm.
popcorn,
Hands behind his back.
legs up, no,
Or behind his head.
no, he's stomach on his bed, legs over his butt, just eating popcorn, ooh, drama. I have an idea.
He didn't have to do really anything.
Actually, actually, That
'Cause they
reminds me. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
you
go
go.
ahead.
You go. You go.
No, I was gonna say something a little off topic since it was brought up because I wasn't here last week. But okay. What's it? When it comes to Sector 5 being where Xana lives, I always had the idea as a kid that like they were gonna run into him like randomly one day. He was just gonna be minding his own business, not really worrying about anything. And then he was just Xana was just gonna see him, maybe in a robe and fuzzy slippers with a cup of coffee, and just be like, "Oh, I haven't put on my work clothes. Excuse me."
I was really hoping they'd run into him. One day. I really want to see what Santa would have looked like. And that's for another day.
Now
Yeah,
that
that's a different discussion, but yeah, no, I just wanted to bring that up since I wasn't here last week for uncharted territory. But yeah,
Yeah.
since I was reminded. But yeah, chips are down. Chips.
Hold on, chips. Yeah, hold on. About the crab things, I actually forgot about that. The row of crabs.
Yeah.
I know that Xana could have honestly. All right, that's something I didn't like. That's another thing I didn't like about this episode. The Xana should have done something, I guess, more tough, because I know that's a lot of crabs. I guess it's the way they were. I guess it's the formation. The way that they were all lined up next to each other like crabs was kind of too easy, in my opinion. But they didn't make it easy, because I was just like, you have the vehicles. I don't know why it was so difficult for them. But I just kind of didn't like that part of Lyoko. But
Just
I think the
sheer
formation was
numbers,
actually-
honestly.
I think the formation was actually kind of solid because one of the biggest weaknesses of
Yeah.
crabs is attacking them from the top. So if you have crabs
Yeah.
like in the back shooting them, it's hard to get them from the top because you have people in the back line firing at you. I think that was actually pretty solid formation work on Xana's part.
they should just fly over and odds good.
Nah, he's getting shot out from multiple directions when you do something like that.
I mean, if you have, I don't know.
So-
I don't know how many. If they were all coming at you at once, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just.
Oh.
But.
But another.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Okay. Another thing I want to bring up about J-Man's argument, which is going to be a super spicy take. I know that.
Go ahead.
I enjoy the Lyoko Warriors. I enjoy their friendship. However, to a certain degree, this isn't the only time that they have been a little bit. They're not the greatest friends that I've ever seen in the world. Is my big thing, and like I know a lot of you have talked up the relationship of the Lyoko Warriors, and I like it too. I think that they are good, but God,
They're not.
they are still very much children, and they have a level. There is a certain degree of the sort of co-workers mentality that doesn't quite go away throughout the series. I'm gonna get killed for this. Yeah, and so honestly, them kind of flying off the handle and being petty and bad about just like, yeah, no, you're God, you're expendable. It's the worst thing. Well, okay, no, it's bad, but I don't know. It's just, I'm not excusing it, but I'm just saying, to a certain degree, this is in character. Like, they've gone off the handle at each other and have made very stupid decisions towards each other for a lot of reasons throughout the show. And it's just like, I like the Lyoko Warriors. Their friendship is good, but it's not the greatest as well, and falls to petty kid stuff from time to time. Not saying that kicking Ulrich out of the group here was a genius decision, because of course not, but it's in character to a certain degree, is my argument as well. But yeah.
I understand. Yeah, I understand that. And actually, what you just said pretty much is exactly why I defended them in France Hopper. Because, yeah, like, even though they're associates, they're from all the things that they've experienced, I guess you could say they're a little bit more mature than, like, other kids out there. But, yeah, but at the end of the day, they still are kids. They still are going to have their petty moments. They are still going to have their little, you know, like, WTF, like, why are you acting this way moments. And that's why I defended them in France Hopper, because, like, hey, if you were told that you had some sort of brain cancer, that would freak anybody out.
Yeah.
That would freak anybody out, especially if you're at that young of an age. But like,
I will.
yeah, like,
Go ahead. Go ahead. No,
was
go
just- yeah, I
ahead.
was
I
gonna-
was gonna
just
make a
gonna-
dumb
yeah.
joke.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say it's like, yeah, that's why I defended him there. But and when it comes to
Fair.
this episode, I can't do the same thing here because they don't have like this. They're not going through the same circumstance.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well,
So, with everything said, I don't think I have anything else I can say about this personally, unless someone else brings up some amazing revelation like Laura did with the, like, how Ulrich changed stuff by passing the ticket along without actually getting the money to them. Very amazing, like, observation, by the way. That was a really good one. With that being said,
Thank you.
like I said, fucking F tier. But like, this episode could turn out to be like 20, 30 years from now, an underrated gem, possibly like, undiscovered. Like, oh, this is the best episode ever. I wouldn't care. Like, it would still just be. Oh, sorry, my cat jumped on me. I guess she liked this one. I wouldn't care, like, if someone was like, "Oh, this one's actually great because of this narrative and this narrative." I'd be like, "No. No, F, bad, D. I don't like it. They screwed Ulrich over so badly, and he's my favorite. And I know I'm biased a little bit on this, but just because of everything else I've said, just like argument wise, along with like my own bias, obviously, I just lowest ranking possible. I have to give it to this one.
are we ready then?
I think
Are
so.
we?
I think we've talked about this episode up and down.
It's
It
been
has
90
been 2 hours.
It's been about an hour and a half ish.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's fine. I knew that was gonna happen.
Sorry
I knew. I just had feelings, and I don't think this is gonna happen again. But we'll see. But this episode
So
was
we
like one of the
really-
big. It's like their first like big like fight in the group, which it happens a lot. And what Flower says in the Discord chat, because I'm kind of thinking this too, that Flower says that maybe this episode is what inspires Xana to do Xana's Kiss and other things like that. And I like that. I can agree with that.
I like to.
Even
I
though
like to
Xana
think
doesn't
of
know them well.
Anna
still.
as the writer. The writers are. Because they're the ones who write the text and everything. So I just think of it that way. I just think of the writer who looked at the episode and I'm like, what if Xana makes people? Well, Xana can't possess the warriors. We already established. So what if we make a specter kiss other people dressed up as warriors? And like, did you just suggest Xana making like clones of people? Yes. I don't know. It's
What?
it's an I don't know, but like think of the writers as in the
I'm sorry, but you're just that you're. I don't know if you're at home or not.
Yeah.
But you're still cutting in and out. Sorry.
Oh, it's because I turned up my threshold because I don't know how the fuck you guys heard me when I was 8 feet away, laying on my back.
Oh yeah,
Take
yeah.
something
That's happened. That happens a lot when we're in call with you though.
I
But
turned up the
I get what you mean now. But yeah, man, I had to change that back then.
voice threshold.
You just gotta have to mute when you step aside or something.
Well, I can't. I only have one.
But yeah, that's it for me on that.
Cool. We'll wait till see if we can get. Well, at the Flower stepped aside for a second, so
Okay.
I mean, we can still rate it.
yeah, we can. I don't know. I
Finally
can't. I don't
at
have
that
anything.
point.
Yeah, I know. We're finally at that point. No, it's like I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Don't. Why you have to leave right now? All right. So let me just get this. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna use this moment, to get some water and just go use the restroom real quick. I have to. Man. So, just talk about anything that's not Kingdom Hearts. I'm kidding.
Damn it. How dare you?
I mean, I don't know. Like, sometimes I thought about like, what if Santa got into like Kingdom Hearts 2 Tron World? Like, how fucked up that would be.
Oh, that would not be good. Oh, that would
No.
really
That'd be
not be good.
interesting.
The fucking like NPU would be like, "Who are you?" And it's like, "I'm you," but just like way better.
I mean,
MPU is coming out.
that's quite literally the episode where Zeta turns into Ulrich and duels himself.
Oh.
Not Star Wars.
That fucking episode is the best.
That
That
was
has the best fight scene.
I don't want to
Yeah.
say too much because like that's probably gonna be an episode like I'll have a lot to say on because I love it so much. But that genuinely is one of my favorite episodes.
It's a very good episode. And well, not tonight, but we'll be getting to that eventually.
I guess I
Go
still
ahead.
have something to talk about with this episode is that when it comes to Iwea in this episode, like what's the deal with what role does she have in this episode?
Who's she?
Iwea. What's her role
Aelita-
here?
She certainly exists.
Aelita was neutral, and she certainly she didn't bash Ulrich like everyone else did, and I respect her for that.
I mean, she said she makes it very clear she understands why Ulrich did it the most. Partly because of she basically just sees it like she would have done that for Jeremy, so obviously Ulrich did what she would agree was probably right, even if she didn't agree with his methods, I guess, to a degree. Like that's it. Aelita's stance is I don't agree with what you did, but I agree with why you did it. Which I think is probably the best.
Yes, I can agree with that. I can
answer.
agree with that.
I guess the reason why I mentioned it is because like this feels like Iwea is just in the background with this episode, and it feels kind of like season 1-ish. Like if Iwea was still trapped on Lyoko, then I can see this episode probably still happening the same way, just a little bit different.
I did like that one part in season 1 when like in the episode that everyone hated. I can't remember which one it was. Where they pop in, Aelita's like looking into the tower, and then right before she goes in, she's just like, "I hope you guys don't kill each other while I'm in there." And it's like that's so funny. That's so
That
funny.
is routine.
Yeah, the best episode of the show.
Literally routine.
Like, come on.
She goes in and she looks at Yumi and Ulrich because they're having the fight. Don't kill each other while I'm in there, and then she runs out and's like, Xana's made you guys immortal.
Yeah, you guys
You're
are.
just like me.
You die in the game, but you
We
die
all-
for real.
We all appreciate that routine is the only episode that made it into the show retrospective episode at the very end because it was the only one where they even remotely had Yumi and Ulrich actually doing anything remotely
As they should.
romantic.
As they should, because Routine is a top tier episode and it deserved its place in Echoes.
Routine's actually, I think, a really good episode. It doesn't.
Yeah, no. Sorry, go ahead.
It doesn't. I like how we're talking about season 1 now because I brought it up.
Yeah.
Because we're just waiting for
It just
everyone to come
doesn't.
back.
It doesn't do a overly complex plot, and like as stupid as the will they won't they is, at this point in the show, the will they won't they hasn't even really started, or at least the they are they aren't hasn't started yet. So it's like it feels like a right place to be in the show, and also we're still establishing that Yumi and Ulrich like each other at this point. They haven't actually started like formally being in the position of I like you, you like me, let's date. Which then they throw away at the start of season 2 because why not? So I think like in terms of where it is in the show, like it works great. If it had been in season 2, like the plot of Routine was in season 2, would have been fucking awful. I think it would have just been like, this is a dumb plot.
Mm-hmm. I both Routine is an interesting episode for me because I both ironically and unironically like it. Like I like making jokes about it, but it has genuinely been a guilty pleasure episode for me since I was like 13 because it's a lot of fun, you know? Like 13 was around when I first rewatched the show. And I watched Routine and I'm just like, this is a fun episode. I think back then I was a kid, so it's like I enjoyed the romantic elements of it back then. And as I grew older, I realized, yeah, this is cheesy and bad, but I kind of like it for that. But even then, even then, it does explore the Yumi and Ulrich dynamic in ways that we haven't quite seen before in the show. And yeah, we're re-reviewing Routine now. Cameron
You know
isn't
what?
here.
I guess like since we got time,
Go
uh,
for it.
I don't know. Because we're in the worst fucking season 1 episode ever.
Ooh.
I kind of want to get my thoughts on, because I did like look back on the last thing, like on when you guys were looking through the last half of season 1.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to get my thoughts on Ghost Channel because it's really important. It was really important to me. Just while
Hold on.
everyone's-
How long are you gonna go for?
Not that
Because
long.
that's my question.
Not
Okay,
that
go
long.
for it.
Not,
Yeah,
not
go
that,
for it.
not that long.
Yeah, because I didn't want to like start another hour, you
No,
know. Yeah.
God, no, God, no.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll stop when everyone comes back. Like no matter
Yeah,
where
no
I'm
problem.
at.
Mhm.
Like
I'm back.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
hello.
You go. Keep going.
Yeah, when everyone else comes back, I'll stop.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay.
Might as well go while you
Yeah,
still have
go
the time,
ahead.
man.
Like, I
It's
just thought,
not that funny, but yeah.
well, I just thought
Sorry,
it was.
go.
It's not.
It's an amazing episode because like we got to see a clue about Xana's personality. You know, outside of like the fake Yumi who is garbage, we got to hear the real Xana. We got to actually see like what the real him was like, which was a tyrannical, megalomaniac, horrifying creature that thinks that he's like perfect. And you know, when he was finally challenged in his perfection, he just flipped out. You know, what I love about the episode the most is that like the kids defied Xana's expectations. Like they defied perfection, which he believes himself to be. They defied, like, all the numbers backed him up. All the numbers made everyone think that, like, oh, they're gonna betray. Made him think like, oh, they're gonna betray Jeremy. They're gonna think that I'm him, and then I'm gonna be able to kill all of them. Like this is game over. I win. And he had, but the thing is that like, they knew something that, like, all the numbers and algorithms and programs and equations and everything that they could never figure out. They knew Jeremy as a whole. They knew his personality, and they knew how much they'd grown, and like they knew how much they'd grown with him, and they knew how much that he cares about them and loves them. And that's something that Xana could just never truly understand because of the fact that he's like an AI, and because everything that he put together logically would say, oh, they're gonna backstab Jeremy, like that's it, game over. But you know, and then that didn't happen, and it was just a great finale, like a great conclusion, because it showed that beating Xana wasn't just possible, it was in sight, and it showed that there just was nothing that those kids can't do, and it's really special to me for that reason, honestly. But yeah, that's it. If everyone else is back, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take the time.
I think we're just
Nah,
waiting. I
that's
think
cool.
Momo was the only person we're waiting on now, which is
Okay.
unless.
Yep, I'm right here. It's all good.
All right, cool.
Here we go.
Sorry,
All right.
sorry.
Serialized.
No, we're good. We had to fill in. While people took a break. So thank you for keeping feeding the stream. So
Yeah, no, my pleasure.
Are we finally ranking this now? Like,
Yeah.
Finally.
Yes, we're
Can we
finally
please-
after almost
Can we please
about
move
2
on to
hours.
Marabunta?
We will, and that might be the last episode we talk about today. But let's go A1. Still F.
F for fuck this shit.
So D.
Fuck this episode.
F is for
Awesome
friends.
sauce.
F is for
Together. I'm just kidding.
Have us for friends who do this?
Yeah. All right. This was fun though. Oh man, this is. Do I want to? J-Man.
All right, I'll try not to make this long. C.
C. Okay.
That's it.
Dylan, what's your rating for this?
I gotta go. Not bad.
Going with what?
C.
Okay.
Charlie. Echo Fox.
No, I just cut off right with that.
Oh my gosh.
Flower, do you want to go next?
Yeah. I thought this was gonna be a hot take, but apparently there's like 2 C's. This might still be a hot take, but I want to rank it B, and
Okay.
this is because I like to view things like as different components,
Mm-hmm.
and really the episode it has like one really bad component, but I don't think it's fair to judge the entire episode based on that one moment, especially because this episode is doing a lot of other things really well. So I think if the Fallout was a little better written, this might actually be an A episode. But because
Ooh.
that's such
I
a
can-
like a sore point in the entire fandom, and for me personally, I'm gonna put this at a B. Everything else is really good though. Everything else is very fun. We got Xana Nicholas, we got the crabs, we got Ishiyama drama, we got good like Ulrich character development and Ulrich character insight. There's just a lot of good going on in this episode. It's just a shame that the Fallout is so bad. It's like one of the only things most people talk about in this episode.
Oh yeah. So speed, and then Momo, you're next.
I give it, I think, a solid C. Like, very middle of the road, has its issues, but I think it also has some of its good points. So I feel like it's very middle ground.
Yeah.
Stan Ulrich, of course, you give it a B.
Hey! You're right.
You know,
So
Look, if you ain't
but-
simping for Ulrich, I don't know what you.
I'd be dead.
You did say
Yeah,
C
that's
though,
true.
right?
What about Venus? I'm kidding.
Did you
No,
say-
let's just. All right.
Oh my gosh.
I'll give my range.
Hey, Colton, how dare you? Hold on, wait. You said C, Momo, right?
She
Yes.
said.
Okay, that's okay. I thought I heard something else
I-
after that.
Wait, I thought
Colton.
you said B.
No, I think
No,
someone made a
C.
joke, and that's what made me question. Had to ask again.
Oh.
Like, because of Auric being
Alright.
an Auric focused episode, and someone said
Ah,
you should probably
alright.
rate this B. And she said yeah, so I had to reconfirm.
Okay.
Colton.
Honest to God, this is probably the worst episode in the entire show, in my opinion. I hate.
Hey.
I just.
Well, actually, I'll get there. In a second.
Hey.
I'll get there in a second.
No,
So
I,
what's your-
I think.
Huh?
Honestly, I prefer Cag Bombshell in this one, but
Ooh.
yeah, for real. I would give it an F, but thanks to the power of Xana Nicholas, I'm going to give it a D.
Dang, I didn't think.
Well,
I actually didn't see the D coming. Wazy.
D for don't watch this episode.
Thank you
Well,
for that. Actually.
After
welcome.
careful consideration and a lot of thought that
Don't you dare
everyone
say
has
yes.
put into the episode, I'm gonna give it an A tier. No, it's a C. I was gonna say S.
Oh my
but
god,
then
I was
keep
ready
you on
to
your
kick
toes.
you out. Yeah, you did.
Jump-
No, the A. Even when you said, I'm sorry, but even when you said A, got me, man.
I was about to jump through the computer like Blue's Clues style and come to your house
Blue's Clues
and
style.
like punch you in the face, like genuinely.
All right.
I'm in danger. All of you are coming to beat me up.
You're about to be in a world with danger, friend.
Yeah.
A world with danger. Hey, I gotta use that one.
Like it's never
Danger,
been done
that's
before.
amazing.
Oh my
That
god.
is amazing.
Yo, you never heard
Yeah,
that before?
C for the chips.
Yeah, no, damn it, you bitch. I was gonna say that. Damn it. Damn it.
Too slow.
Yeah, because all right. So my rating for this episode is I know last weekend's stream I said that before we even got to this episode that now this episode is not the worst episode because I hated this episode a lot. And Flower even reacted. She was really happy to hear that. She was like, "Woo, yeah, I'm proud of you." Like, yeah, I just Missing Link was just more meh. Like I think Missing Link is I think I have it lower than The Chips Are Down. So
actually, you know what? To be fair, is that I do get where you're coming from. Is that this episode is not boring, most definitely not, but it doesn't hit. So
yeah, fair.
It's for the wrong reasons.
Fair, yeah.
It's
It's different. I mean, again, possessed Nicholas. Thank God that happened.
I already said it has good writing because it invokes a strong emotional response.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Like, it was written. Actually, it could have been written better, but like, character writing was pretty good. If you look at a writing standpoint, but like lightness. It's still not an episode I would really like watch. Like I'm not gonna. Okay, Dylan, there's an echo. I can hear myself coming out of your mic.
Really?
Yeah, I can't think.
You can't think.
I was trying to ignore it. But I didn't know it was happening until I kept hearing it. But what was I saying? Damn it! Lost my thought. Wow, I totally
like to
lost
say
my
one
thought.
more thing.
What?
Just one more thing. Is that evil Nicholas believes that we should have a breathtaking experience in the sunlight.
In the sunlight.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Which, by the way, the stranglehold that evil Nicholas had on Jeremy was kind of terrifying. Like Jeremy's
Yeah,
eyes
yeah,
were rolling up. And stuff
You
like
know what?
that.
Yeah.
Hey, Alita barely saved him. Barely. He was about to die there.
I forgot that happened.
I got yours, JT. By the way, I got your rating in here. But yeah, I will also be rating it a C and not a D. So at least I'm giving it a C because I don't think it's the worst episode anymore. Definitely more entertaining to watch than Missing Link, I would say. But that's what I was gonna say. Was the it's not an episode I would I'm gonna like if I'm rewatching a show or want to watch a Lyoko episode, it's not gonna be that one. So, yeah.
C.
Here we go. C for the chips. Yes.
No, I was gonna say C for Cam's favorite episode.
Shut the fuck you. Well, Cam for this episode not being the worst, my hated episode. Okay, so I guess we're gonna put it where in the C though? Are we gonna put it below St. Valentine's and fucking whatever that other was? Is that Missing Link?
Whatever that is.
It's Missing Link.
Below those two.
Yeah. Oh.
Please do.
Okay, fine. I just said I would put it above Missing Link, but if everyone agrees that it wants to be, if people want to put it below these two,
To be fair,
everyone agree.
if it were up to me, St. Valentine's Day would be at the bottom of C. But yeah.
I think it's because St. Valentine's. That's probably because it did what episode 34 did first, or like episode the Xana attack. I think at least. No.
Fair.
No, I can't remember. I think I'm saying because 34 was the Xana attack was a repeat of I think 32 or 33. It was one. I think it was probably 32. But yeah.
34 is Missing Link, isn't it? What did it repeat?
Because you had Jim take no, that's 33. So what was 30?
It doesn't
matter.
Yes. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. It's bothering me because I just know that they did it back to back episodes like that. It's like So yes, 33 was Jim taking Alita. I think 34 was someone else taking Alita, something like that. It's just the same. It was just the same attack, just different possessed person. Look, we finally did it, everybody. We're moving on to possibly the last episode. We'll see. And it's time for Marabunta. Yes.
You still have an
let's
hour.
Yeah, we still have an hour. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just
We'll see,
I'm
we'll
just
see.
guessing.
It might be the last
Might.
one, considering
Yeah.
considering the episode. But
I like Marabunta. I think it's a good episode. It has a fun plot. It's unique amongst the show, and I think it doesn't do anything wrong. Like for all of the and it's one of the few episodes where it shows that Xana does have much more of an interest in its self-preservation than actually defeating the warrior.
fair.
That's true.
Oh my god.
What?
I'm so sorry, but like I hit. Oh, I love this image. Where's that?
The one that you just shared?
No, this one.
Oh.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, there you go,
Oh, no, I was
Colton.
gonna say something else.
Oh, Ant Bully.
Or
Yeah,
the
either
Ant-Man.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which one I like better.
I'll say
Ant Bully,
that,
actually,
like,
yeah.
the whole. First of all, this is the like I think for me, and I think for a lot of people, this is the episode that taught me what the hell a Marabunta was. Never heard of this word in my life. School does not teach you this, or did not teach me this, at least.
I mean, do you need to know that? Is my thing.
Do you need to know what the fucking Pythagorean theorem is? No.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
But,
Like X plus B, of course.
So, like, I love this episode for so many reasons. I love, like, the dynamic of it. Like, first of all, just, like, the thing itself looks so cool. I know it's just, like, purple sludge, but the way that it moves and the way that
Yeah.
it, like, how it creatively attacked the enemies. Like, how, I was like, oh, how's it gonna kill the things that's shooting at it from above? And then it just, like, and then, like, sludge volcanoed and ate them. And I was like, oh my god, that's so funny.
I like how the Marabunta itself is a little unsettling. Like even Odd and Aelita both point out that it's a little scary, and
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, it kind of is.
They felt bad
yeah.
for like the Xana's monsters.
Yeah.
Like, when it ate the mega tank, I was like, oh, I feel actually kind of bad.
You know that one scene in The Incredibles? Anyway,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
And then, like, I felt genuine, like, panic when it started going after Aelita because, like, it went after the quote-unquote virus that Aelita has. And I was like, oh shit. And apparently they couldn't devirtualize her for some reason. I'm not sure why they couldn't get her out of there, like, manually. Maybe, like, Marabunta took too many resources or something like that.
No.
It was.
Because they couldn't get her to a tower. It's still season 2.
Oh, right. That's right. I forgot about that. About this episode, bar none, was the fact that, like, Lyoko Warriors and Xana, for the first time, and I think only time in this case.
No, it's not the only time. But go on.
Well, the only time they directly, in this case, worked
Fair.
together. Like, they're actively fighting a mutual enemy. Like, seeing them, like, seeing the monsters and the warriors, like, shooting, shooting the group together and, like, actively, like, covering each other, was so cool. Seeing Odd actually, like, giving the monsters battle tactics and them listening to him was actually so amazing. And actually, I might be wrong about this, but I think that, like, in future episodes they actually, like, do some of the things that he taught them later against them.
They?
I think so. I don't have any specific examples, but I remember, like, some of the formations they take up that he taught them, like, I believe they replicate later. And I'm like, oh, that's so
actually
cool.
really funny.
It's just something I noticed on rewatches. I might be wrong about that. I might just be making things up that might not exist, but I wouldn't be surprised if they made that callback. Obviously there's the whole like Ulrich sulking thing that I'm just like, whatever, done this song and dance bullshit before, but like other than that, like the whole escapade of the Marabunta, both in concept and in execution, is just awesome. And the final stand that goes on when Odd rides a crab through the goop and shoots
Yeah.
the core was so awesome.
Hmm. Nah, this is just a very fun episode, and
Really
it brings
is.
up a lot of just. It's just also the concept of Jeremy creating a monster is just really cool. You know?
Yeah, it is.
And
Yeah, it really is.
it's one of those things where it's one of those things where they don't even particularly point it out, but just throughout the show they make a point to show how in a way Jeremy parallels not only France Hopper but Xana as well. And this episode does a good job of that because it's just like, yeah, no, creating an eldritch horror like this, yeah, that's Xana stuff. And it's just like it's kind of cool that it shows off that like that in a very the fact that it doesn't point out, but it's very clear that Jeremy and Xana have those similarities is really cool for this episode as well. And of course, everybody loves the bow. Everybody loves the bow with the monsters. Yeah, at the end of the episode, it's fun. It's great. It's I actually really love that scene because even though the monsters themselves are showing a level of respect as well and like appreciation and thank you, there's still a coldness and tension to the scene to a certain degree, and it's just like, yeah, they're friends now, but just wait, don't trust them, man. It's nice, it's cool, it's neat.
I did
and
like the whole little thing where the monsters bowed at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I was agreeing with you. Like, I love that.
Oh,
part.
okay. Yeah.
Where instead of fighting, they were like, "I think we've both been through enough. Let's just call it a draw."
Yeah.
For the day.
Mm-hmm. Like it's a very nice scene, and also honestly, it's one of those things. I keep thinking I'm done with this episode, but I keep going. I really like the setup of this too, of where like it's very cool when their Earth lives affect their Lyoko lives, because like, yeah, the gang learns about these ants in school, and Jeremy takes a particular interest in them and is like, how can I apply this to Lyoko? That's really cool, So yeah, it's
I
just
appreciate there's like a shot you can see in the lab with just a bunch of like ant magazines on the floor.
Yes. He did his research. He knows what he's doing. He did not know what he was doing, but he knew. Oh. Wait,
Yeah.
is that this episode? Is the
No, it's not this one.
tier for William verbally manhandling?
Wait.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
later.
no, it is this.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it is this
the
episode.
Yeah, it is this episode.
Yeah,
full
to be-
Oh.
this episode.
Yeah,
that's right.
I don't. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. I remember someone bringing it up earlier, and I was like, "Wait, that's not this episode." But yeah,
I
it is
thought it
this
was a
episode.
different
Me
episode,
too.
yeah.
No, but that makes
Yeah.
this
Let's
episode
go.
even better
Yeah.
because
You
I
know what?
love that
will say-
exchange
exactly.
so much.
I will say that
Yeah,
usually-
exactly.
Sometimes Ulrich is like really out of pocket on some. Sorry, I mean William is usually really out of pocket on some
Yeah.
of the things
Yeah.
he says. But here he gave legitimately good advice and he was really fair
Yeah.
about it. He was like, "Listen, I'm not number one in the race for Yumi. You are. So if you don't pick it up, I'm gonna be number one in the race for you." And then I really
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
And like he
And Ulrich being
legitimately
stern back.
is a bro to Ulrich. He
I'm
was
sorry,
like,
he's-
"Listen,
Yeah.
I respect that you were here.
Yeah,
first.
boy.
I was gonna
But
say.
if you don't make a move, I will."
That
but
would
like,
be,
also,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know. He's still an asshole.
But he
He's
didn't have
very
to do
justified
that.
Yeah,
in this point.
yeah.
He is
like-
very justified.
But this, yeah, I have like even like this is
Well-
early. Even this is early William, right? We still haven't got a lot of William, so it's like
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that we later on it's not the same. But like I had at this episode, I'm like a lot of respect from William.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Lots
but
of
it feels like it's too late for him to be like, you need to make a move or I'm gonna make a move. Because he's
that
already
late.
been trying to make moves
I
the entire
disagree.
time.
It's not. It's really
Like,
not
he's
that late.
already encroaching on Ulrich's. It's not like he's like, look, dude, I've been noticing you got a thing for Yumi, but you're not doing anything about it. So
He
look, either you make a move or I'm gonna start actually chasing after Yumi. Like, you don't
he
say
did
that
say that.
after you've already been trying. He's been
He-
trying quite aggressively too.
I don't think that's. Hold on a second. I feel like he has been trying, but like at the same time, he did not have to do that. He did not have to. He did not have to go to Ulrich. He did not have to be I'm giving you a heads up, like, because I'm respecting that you were here first. Like, if you don't pick it up, I'm gonna pull the rug from under you. Like, he's being like, that's respectful, you know?
Yeah.
Legitimately. He did not have to do that. If he was as manipulative as Sissy is, which he's not, by the way.
It feels like it just feels empty when he's already been trying to go for Yumi. Is all I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know if I'd want to give him credit when he's already been ignoring the thing he's saying he's going to start doing, or when he's already been trying to go for. So there's not a sense of.
Let me rephrase that. He has been in the race, but he says, like, in the race for Yumi, because he said he's in the race. He isn't saying, like, I'm gonna start racing. He says, like, in the race for Yumi, I'm not number one. You are. Like, you need to pick up the pace, or I'm gonna catch up. He's saying, like, you know, I see you're in the lead. I respect that you're in the lead. If you don't pick it up, I'm gonna take over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
don't know.
but
I think William. Go ahead.
I don't think Williams got the. I used to agree to an extent, like, oh, that's pretty bro move of William, but in retrospect, no, not really.
Explain
entirely
away. What?
I disagree.
Oh.
I simply just disagree. But
we
yeah.
can agree to disagree with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I actually, I don't know, like, when it comes to the tension / relationship between Ulrich and William, I really like the whole big brother dynamic that William has with Ulrich, and how, like, you know, the whole group has this, like, family dynamic where, you know, Odd's like Ulrich's little brother, and William is like Ulrich's big brother, in a way, and they get into squabbles and stuff like that, but ultimately they're very close. And it works out.
No.
Oh, you can agree.
Wait, did you say William's Ulrich's big brother? Is that what you're saying?
I feel like he's a big brother figure.
I mean,
no.
Maybe, I wouldn't. Yeah, not to Ulrich. I mean, maybe that one. You have that
Maybe
one
to Odd.
scene, but that's not how it goes throughout the rest of the show.
No. There's no brotherly relationship dynamic between those.
It's
two.
definitely. I mean, unless you're like it's definitely a rivalry.
Maybe let me rephrase. Maybe actually there's older sibling vibes, not necessarily big
No.
brother
No.
relationship.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we get it, Dylan. We get it.
All right, we get it.
There's
Don't
a
agree.
very big difference between sibling rivalry and two people who both like a girl and are fighting over it when one of them doesn't even have a goddamn.
I like how the cut out of your cuss word.
Me too.
All right, you can keep your thoughts. That's fine.
Have we mentioned that this is also the episode where like Jim gives mouth to mouth to Ulrich at the pool?
Oh,
God.
fuck, that's right. He like plowed into the pool and just like destroyed himself. Or
I mean, I
whatever.
already know what I'm gonna give this episode. I'm here for the fun. There's no changing my mind on this.
So we wrapping up after that.
Hold on. Does this episode also have the the Sissy and William discussion?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
yes.
Okay, I wanted to make
This
sure.
covers everything.
Yeah. Love that so much.
Wait, what did you
because
say?
it is such interesting character study for the both of them. Like,
I'm sorry.
even though they're just. The Sissy and William discussion.
Oh
The Sissy and
yes,
William
man! This
discussion.
episode
Yeah,
just gets
at
better.
the swimming pool because
Yeah.
man, I love William, the hopeless romantic. That yeah, no, I just that this is what I want because me and Yumi are meant to be, and like so he's like, yeah, that's lame. I just want to date.
shot
Yeah. And like, yeah, if it wasn't for that stuck-up
Yeah, it's
Yumi, and
too
it's just
good
like
though.
the way they
I
relate and
think
smile at each other, it's
I
really
think there's a
nice.
lost opportunity between utilizing William and Yumi as like these the two characters on the love quadrangle that there is no side connecting them. I think there would have been a great dynamic if there was like this. I can never get Ulrich. I can never get Yumi. They're both the problems in our lives type of
The
dynamic
issue.
with those two, but we never got it, and it just like it would have been interesting to see them
I
work together
Despite-
more, be friends
Okay.
more often.
Okay, I was worried that you were gonna suggest that they date because I don't like that to us because it gives off a very.
I wouldn't advocate for it, but if that's like if they had done that dynamic, that's what the writers chose. I wouldn't have probably as much as you.
It could
I don't think they
work.
should have done that angle, but they should have done more of a William and Sissy being friends because they both like the other portion of their own love triangles, or they're both on respectively different love triangles.
That's true.
Yeah, I think my big thing with like William and Sissy as like a ship is that what's it? It gives off a very pair the spares sort of vibe, and I just don't like that. I'm not saying it couldn't work, but I'm saying like you need to do the leverage, and episodes like this do that. Like for people who started shipping William and Sissy in this because of this episode, I get it. Yeah,
It's valid. It's a valid
makes for
step.
yeah, exactly. It's just like this scene is just very honestly, this scene is very just down to earth. Pun unintended for William, but yeah.
I love that.
That's very interesting to say with the two of them. It's funny how similar they are in goal, but how they both go about it and how both miserably like terrible they are at their jobs. Like Sissy is simping over Ulrich and William is simping over Yumi, and they're both doing the same tactics to like get the other person, but they're failing miserably at it, even though William's doing a little better than Sissy. I think it's funny in that moment they could really relate. I also think too, it'd be a good match for the two of them because they could both like I think they would work really well together in that way of they both have what the other's looking for.
That's a fair point too. Gosh.
On one hand,
Go
the gimp, like the antics they could have gotten into would have been hilarious. On the other hand, turning William into a mustache twirling villain akin to what Sissy does every day, I don't think I would have liked to see that, to be honest.
Well, no, that's what they did with William, but they put him on Lyoko to do that. So
No,
and he slayed at it. He served.
He's cool on Lyoko.
no, I know. I'm just joking about the mustache twirling villain. Yeah.
Look at him. He's so fucking cool.
No, he is, but I'm just joking.
Wait, look at your DM real fast because I can't say it.
Oh
in
my
chat.
god. You're right. But
He did.
yeah, he absolutely did. But
There's a reason that Xana pointed and was like, that one.
yeah, oh god. Is there is there anything else major to note about this episode? Because
I still haven't spoken up yet.
Sorry.
Yeah,
all
sorry.
right.
Yeah, you haven't.
I
Yeah.
haven't. I kind of
Nah.
commented on something, but like, yeah, I haven't actually gone on the floor to be like, these are my thoughts. In general, very, very good episode. I like that Jeremy has like an interest outside of robots and computers. It's not touched on too often in the show, but Jeremy does have interests outside of coding. He really does. I appreciate we get to see some of that in action. Yeah, I like the horror of the Marabunta. I like how it reflects. I know Way's already mentioned, or somebody mentioned it, like reflects like he both parallels Franz and Xana.
Yeah.
I love the team up. I love the dawning horror realization of, oh no, this thing's gonna attack anything and everything, and we gotta stop it. And even Xana's like, yeah, that's bad for me too. So like you have, and the slow realization that like these monsters, they're no longer attacking the warriors. They're there to help them. It's a fun time. The one thing I'm so on in this episode, which we haven't really touched, we've danced around it, we have not talked about it directly, and this might just be me, is the pool scene. I do know I'm not. I love the William and Sissy talk, and I love William calling Ulrich out on his muddled feelings. Those are really great scenes. But in order to get to those scenes, we had to have a scene where Ulrich like creepily stalks Yumi to the pool, watches them,
Yeah, I
and then
know that is
attempts
a
to
weird
do.
part.
Yeah.
That whole scene is just so hard to watch.
Yeah, I
And, like,
know.
I think the writers are aware that, like, yeah, Ulrich is in the wrong here. He should not be doing this, and it's not even out of character. It's just so hard to watch. Just like, you dude, no, you have vertigo. What are you doing trying to jump off the high jump
Right.
compressor? This isn't gonna work. You know it's not gonna. How did you even climb up the ladder? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's so...
Because you can
Has
barely
he-
climb anything that's high
Is it
up.
established
Hold on.
yet that
Yeah,
he
I was gonna
has-
ask that.
It
that.
hasn't been established yet, but
Yeah,
it's
they probably
implied.
didn't. Yeah, I
It's
know. Oh, it's
implied.
implied.
kind of with
Well, yeah,
how
it's
why he
been
messed
implied.
up the jump.
Oh,
it's implied 'cause
well,
he messed up the jump.
I meant
And
before
think
that, but
it was probably baked into his character around season 2. I don't think it was in season 1, but I suspect after they rewrote the Bible that he's had vertigo like since season like throughout all of season 2, 3, 4. I think even in the prequel. I don't remember. I think it
Yeah,
comes. No,
there
it
was
does come
some
up in the prequel because
Yeah,
they're
there
like,
was
Yeah,
yeah,
it
you're
does.
scared of heights. Yeah,
No, but yeah.
but another thing that bothers me about the pool scene is it's a very specific. It has to do with a theory of mine, and it relates to another episode. And just hear me out. So in the episode, the name will come. No, it's The Secret. It is The Secret.
Also, I do want to quickly clear up. Ulrich has acrophobia, but his primary symptom of it is
Fair enough.
acrophobia is fear of heights.
same thing. In this context, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Acrophobia should have gotten in the way. Vertigo should have gotten in the way. But anyway, my point is in The Secret, we have that scene where William is like dangling off the bridge, like clinging onto Yumi, and then he admits, "Oh, I can't swim." And I know most people are like, "Oh no, but that contradicts with Marabunta because he saves Ulrich in this episode." But I actually think it should be in the reverse. Because I think in The Secret, what they were going for is they were trying to do a reveal that, like, oh, the reason William's been, like, skipping out on all the pool classes and trying to get kicked out of them, like, he's doing it on purpose because he can't swim and he's too embarrassed to admit it. And it's meant to parallel Ulrich's vertigo or acrophobia. And I think that's what they were going for. And I think that's more interesting. But because this episode came first, it like contradicts all that. Instead, we were like, no, William saves Ulrich, and Ulrich gets super humiliated, and it's this really.
I mean,
it's
we
this
could
big scene that's hard to
also-
watch.
We can always go with time wumbo jumbo, or maybe he fell and hit his head at some point. Because we all know William doesn't. He totally isn't going to be the type to wear a helmet when he's doing like biking or skateboarding or whatever.
Wait.
So he probably
think
fell,
he-
hit his head, forgot how to swim, and then developed a fear of swimming. And the show just never glosses over it because it's not an important detail.
You're probably
Or-
reaching way too far in
Yeah,
outer
even
space with
I'm
this
like,
one.
Here's what I think. I think that what happened there is that either A, writers just didn't give a fuck. B, what
That's obviously what happened.
how you could justify it, like realistically, is that William saw Ulrich in trouble, his brain immediately went to I need to help Ulrich, and his brain took over. You know how like when like there are those cases where someone like there's examples of like where like a baby gets trapped under a car or whatever, and the parent suddenly just gets like massive amounts of strength, is able to lift the car off the baby. Something like similar to that happened to William, where
Okay.
someone
Pretty much.
someone
I will
that
contend adrenaline is one fucking hell of a drug, and
yeah
it will let you do crazy batshit insane stuff that doesn't really make any fucking sense. Swimming is not one of those things.
I have another counterpoint. I like where you're going with this, but I can't buy it, because if William really did have like he really couldn't swim, why would he agree to go with Yumi to the pool? Like, wouldn't he try to like get out of that? Be like, oh, let's hang out in the arcade instead, or like maybe make up an excuse like, oh, I my trunks got damaged and I'm waiting on a new pair or something. Like, why would he agree to go to the pool to impress Yumi if he couldn't swim?
because the power of
Well,
porn
no, hold on.
compels him.
Also, like I said, adrenaline is one fucking hell of a drug. There's a very big difference, though, between adrenaline kicking in and you managing to just barely stay afloat, and diving into the water and using proper technique to pull someone out of the water, lifeguard style. So
I've always just chalked it up to just a writing oversight. They're writing all these episodes. There's so much, and I know there was a lot of chaos going on behind the scenes in the production. So I think this is just an oversight of like, yeah, it's probably the biggest one because it's the one everyone talks about.
Oh no, it's a writing oversight. I'm just saying that like if you had to explain it away with like logic, that's the best thing that I could come up with.
I mean, my plausible answer is to just assume that returns to the past can sometimes take them to slightly different realities. So they accidentally went to a reality where William couldn't swim after the events of Marabunta, and they just didn't realize it. But like,
My brain hurts.
We
I
are
prefer the
starting
Orlando
to get into
timeline, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah, we're starting to get into the woods on this. I didn't mean to go
Yes, we are.
this far off the rails,
Already
but like basically, I'm sorry.
also, William is swimming before the adrenaline of trying to save Ulrich from drowning. So like, it's not a heat of the moment jumping in the water to save someone. He swam beforehand. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
That's true. That's true.
That whole scene is very so. It's like hard to watch, and you're just like, man, Ulrich, stop. You're better than this. And then he's like so petty about it that he denies. I get him like not wanting to go check out Jeremy's new thing, but once it becomes clear to him, like, hey, we actually really do need your help, and he still refuses, and it takes like William like snapping him out of his funk. It's just like, dude, come on. Like, I'm not gonna say it's out of character. It's not out of character, but it's still like, man, guy really picked a day to sulk.
Well,
Ulrich's still mad about the lottery ticket.
Well, that's
Oh god, we've been there. We're not going back.
I'm trying to tell you.
let's not
That's
talk about
probably a
that
reason
again.
why.
Well, also, like, Ulrich's biggest character flaw is his pride. That's his
his pride
biggest...
was wounded. Yeah,
Yeah.
again, it's not out of character. It's just hard to watch. Basically, it's just like, I want you to do better. Oh man.
Yeah,
But yeah, other than that, like, this is a really good episode. Very solid, very fun antics. Not the first. I think this is the first Xana.
It is.
It is the first Xana
Yes.
LW team up.
Oh yeah.
It won't be the last, but
won't.
it's probably one of the most iconic.
Nope. It is the most iconic, yeah.
When does it happen again?
Common
Next
interest?
episode.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, that's next
That's
episode.
episode.
We'll talk.
Okay, well.
We'll
Praise
talk
the
about
Lord
that.
and Savior Peter Duncan.
Oh.
Praise him.
Go.
Not
go.
today.
Oh, no,
Well, we
yeah.
should always praise him every day.
I have one more note.
Yes.
Just because I
Go for
really
it.
appreciate how the Marabunta works. That it's like, yeah, it's one key ball that's acting as the queen of the hive, and then it's just it's creating more spheres, and then all the spheres are coordinating like a hive. Like, I actually think that whole concept of
Scary.
hive mind goo is really cool. Just in
Yeah.
theory, very cool. Could have worked. Also, I appreciate that this is an episode that explains why Jeremy doesn't try to create more his own monsters to fight against Xana more often. um,
He flew a little too close to the sun.
All close.
Oh.
but yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Oz
I
clutch
might have more to
moments
say to
always.
respond to everyone else's takes, but I think we've said everything we could say about this episode.
Yeah, I think so.
Hold on.
Well, we'll see.
I
Yeah.
can't think of anything else.
I know we've already probably discussed it, but I really like Odd's clutch moment. He gets a couple of those throughout the series.
Oh, for sure.
It's one of my favorites, though. He was like, "No, I'm not giving up. Let's just he really focused on it."
Yeah.
But yeah, this episode, man, it's a fun one. It's a fun one all the way through, and you don't get a lot of those, but I like the beginning of realizing that Xana is like helping, like the confusion, and then you just see then the realization comes in, and you see the crab bowing down so Eileen can hop on. It's just such a cool moment.
Yeah.
Obviously the bowing at the end and the line during it, like maybe helping us, but he's still our worst enemy.
Yep.
We'll be back at it the
I
next.
really wish
That's
we got.
fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wish we got more of that. Honestly, more like fighting against the common enemy in the series.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
But
And also it gets an S plus just because Yumi got drowned in it in the Marabunta. We love that.
oh my god.
Wow.
The thumbnail.
Really had to go there, didn't
Oh
you?
yes, I did.
Look,
And special
Well,
for
I
you.
was
Hey,
gonna
he's
give you
the
an F,
it's
now I'm
the
gonna
it's
give you an
the
F.
it's the thumbnail of the thumb. It's the thumbnail too of the episode.
Actual piece of shit.
All right. Wazy, did you have anything else to say?
I said a lot about this episode.
I
and
thought it sounded like
I'm
you.
good.
Okay, cool. I thought you had something
Nah,
else
I'm
to say.
good.
All right. All right, ready to rate it. Rank it.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
A1.
All right. I think between like, including everything that everyone has said, from like the really cool like character moments that led to more character growth, to the really great battle sequence, to Odd having really great moments, to Xana working together with the Lyoko warriors directly, which I think is like this is the first time this happens, and arguably the only time this happens. Although you could argue that like later on he does indirectly help them in some other cases. This is the first time he helps them truly directly. Given all of that, and including that like the ending is like really charming and really cool, I gotta give this an S, and I think this is like S tier. Like this is probably out of all the episodes so far, and my mind might change on this. I think this is the best episode in season 2.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say in general. Like, I was about to say.
No, Ghost Channel's my top tier in the entire series, but this is the best one in season 2, in my opinion.
Okay, interesting. I mean, I don't even know what mine is. That I have to make up my mind later, I guess. I will rate this S tier. I mean, it's just written so well all the way through, and just so fun to watch. It's a very fun episode, all in all. Jamin.
Oh wait, I just realized I haven't spoken at all about this episode.
Have you
Okay,
not? I was questioning it, but
I don't think
I hear, I was trying to listen to everyone, but I got distracted a little bit too.
Nah, I haven't. I don't think I did. But since you all are ranking it, I'll try to like condense it a little bit. Yeah, this episode is an S tier, 100%. In fact, when it comes to like every time I like do rewatches, or whenever I just feel like putting up an episode of Lyoko just to watch in the background, Marabunta is one of those episodes I would watch like multiple times. Everything about it I feel like was done well. And like, yeah, we had another Ulrich moment with the whole pool scene, but I'm gonna be honest, I kind of laughed at it. Like, it just like every time I watch like the scene of like Ulrich following Yumi to the pool, he jumps from the diving board, he almost drowns. He gets saved by William. His pride takes a hold of him. I don't know, man. In my mind, I'm just like, that is so Ulrich. That's so Ulrich. But it was honestly really amusing to see, and like the scenes that followed afterwards, when it comes to Ulrich and William having that one-on-one talk in their bedroom, I'm gonna have to say that's arguably one of the top 5 scenes ever when it comes to like two men or like two boys like having a discussion with each other, because everything William said was incredibly, that alone made me respect him as a man. He literally did not have to do that. He could have taken Yumi anytime he wants, and you can tell it's like ending the beef, or at least like lessening the beef that they had between the two, was way more important than trying to take Yumi from him. And I found that incredibly respectable, very respectable from William. And like that scene alone is like one of the most iconic parts of the show. And like the actual Marabunta himself, I just thought it was a really great idea or change of pace that after 35 episodes in, the writers decided to like go a sort of different direction than the usual formula of, hey, the Lyoko Warriors are in school, Xana activates a tower, something bad happens, they got to go fight Xana, rinse and repeat. I'm glad they made a change of pace in this episode where it's now both the LWs and Xana fighting against another party. I thought that was really cool to see. And it's like I really love the whole bits of like Odd like standing next to the block and he's giving like, let's say, like combat advice towards the blocks. I just thought that whole dialogue was really funny and stuff. And like, yeah, man, this episode in general was just really fun to watch. And like the way that that Odd and like the crab like work together to go find the heart of the Marabunta and stuff like that. Again, really fun scene. Like everything about this episode was really fun, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, it's an S tier. I wouldn't say I like this. My favorite season 2 episode is probably still New Order, but I think this one is like
That's a
close
good one.
second.
Yeah, I don't. I literally, I feel like I should have a favorite episode of each season, and I don't even have my. I don't even really know my favorite episode in general. Well, I feel like I do now as of like lately, but it's. Yeah, I guess I'll find out once we go through all these again, and we're gonna watch the show too once we are done with the tier list. So, Dylan, what's your ranking for this episode?
Give it a lovely Sierra.
All right.
So we're up
Flower.
to 4, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm bouncing between A+ and S-. Just
Did I just say
'cause
Laura?
You might have. It's okay.
I know, but I swear, I know
I'm
it's
just Laura
fine.
now.
Sometimes like I catch it. I don't think there's been a time where I didn't catch it. I'm like, wait a minute, did I just. All right.
We're gonna gaslight Cam's
My head.
entire audience to thinking that Flower's name is actually Laura.
I think we should just
yeah.
call him Miss off the air.
But yes, Laura, continue.
Yeah, I didn't used to mind the pool scene, and then eventually after rewatching it over the years, I'm like, this is kind of hard to watch. Like, I love the William Sissy. I love William's speech to Ulrich. They're very good scenes.
But
what we have to put up with to get there, I'm still putting this really high. Like my minimum's A+, because like it's a really good episode in general.
Yeah, go through what you really feel like this episode should be.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with A+.
Okay,
Then.
all right. Yeah, because I've said this before, and I know like when it sounds like it's all like going to be like everyone's kind of voting the same, where it sounds like it's going to be going to a certain tier. Don't let that really like change your mind. Like go with your opinion.
When I'm uncertain, I tend to go with like I will let opinions influence me. I still
That's fine
gave the
too.
last episode a B, even though everyone else was like C and F. I'm just like
when people explain.
I'm confident.
Yeah, when people
this
explain.
I was kind of like in between too. I'm like,
crap. Yeah, because when you hear other people explain why they like it and stuff, that could change your mind, and that's not a problem.
Definitely.
That's not a problem.
That's happened before.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, chips are down really, but Momo.
I think I'll give it like a A.
Okay.
Solid A.
All right. Interesting. Colton.
I'm Han, did we mention the conversation that Yumi and Oric had before?
Yumi and Oric.
Yeah, Yumi and Oric before Oric and William had their conversation.
Where
they were arguing with each other.
Did we? I don't know if we have. I don't recall. But what about it?
Oh, I thought it was I thought it was interesting because like basically Yumi's like, oh, I would find I knew I would see you here, and Oric's just blowing her off like, just leave me alone, and Yumi's claiming that Oric is spying on her, and Oric's like, no, I'm not, I just happen to be there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so Yumi's like, can you stop being selfish or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting, but A for Marabunta.
No, you ruined it.
It's over.
Wazy.
Okay. There are a couple of things I wanted to say first. Before I get to my ranking, just two things.
Oh my god.
One, this episode has a rare William W. At least for season 2.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, but two, what's it? This episode, Marabunta, it
Tiebreaker.
ran so that the episode, the evolution episode, Rise of the Rise of the Warrior, where Ulrich also sulks and is petty and weird. Yeah, no, this episode does it a lot better than the evolution episode. I'm pointing that out. I'm making that comparison now because I noticed earlier when we were talking, but then forgot and remembered again. So yeah, obviously, yeah, the original show doing something better than evolution isn't the most shocking thing in the world, but I did want to bring up that parallel, that comparison. That honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Awakens?
Yeah, Rise of the Warrior Awakens. It depends on your dub, but yeah.
I hate that title.
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, no. With that said, I am giving this episode an S tier for saluting to Xana.
Appreciate that.
Wow.
I forgot to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Has the darkness taken you?
Well,
Wizzy?
Yes, it has. I've been wearing the hood for weeks. You knew.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was interesting.
Oh.
That was a good build up because before Wazy's rank, it was 4 S's and 4 A's. So, Marabunta
in the
is
chat?
going into the S. I was counting JT's. I was counting JT's who was in the voice. So.
Fair.
Oh wait,
personally above.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Anyone else think it's below New Order? Probably J Man.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say I'd watch this more than New Order. Like, not really.
Anyone else?
I would watch it over.
This is
New
my
Order.
well, listen. I watched both
I
of
would
these
watch it
episodes a
over.
lot. Yeah.
I think Marabunta's strongest moments are a little stronger than what's in New Order.
Yeah.
I like New Order a lot.
Yeah, me too.
It's got a lot of solid writing, but it's more like it's got a solid package, whereas Marabunta's got a really solid concept and it does a lot of fun things with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So I guess
Also,
Oh,
I would contend New Order is season 2 getting into its paces whereas Marabunta is season 2 in its stride.
Okay.
I can accept that take, yeah.
Okay. I think we'll see if we can squeeze another episode in. I don't know how much to talk about, but actually, hold on. Wait. You know what? No. I'm sorry.
The book wants to get some dessert, so I'm gonna be leaving.
Okay. Well, we don't
See you
really
around.
need to talk about this one. We can just put Peter Duncan at S You know, there's no discussion with this
S
one.
tier.
He deserves his own tier, honestly.
Peter Duncan above
Duncan
S
tier?
tier.
Yeah.
Look.
Peter Duncan
Yeah.
tier above S.
He transcends all.
Not D for Duncan. I don't want to hear that pun. I'm just gonna
Nope.
declining that right
Uh,
now.
I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that.
Hold on.
Fair.
Are we actually? Hold on.
William Peter
Are we
Duncan.
doing this now? Are we doing common interest now?
I don't know.
I think we can.
We have
because
16
Mar-
minutes.
It's not as it's like memes aside, it's nowhere near as iconic as
Yeah.
like Marabunta
Yeah.
or as divisive.
If you're in
as
the-
Chips
Yeah.
Are Down,
Yeah, if you're in the
What?
Koyoko community and around PE, then you
you could probably
know.
do this.
You're
episode
aware
without
of
Yeah,
being
you're
like,
aware.
Yeah.
Common
Yeah,
Interest
you're only aware of it
is
if
a
you're in-
really good episode.
It is.
And it does.
It's
it
fun.
doesn't do everything it does. It does well. There's very little mistakes in its writing. There's very
Mhm.
few plot holes. It is a great character episode for Xana, which you're like, well, we get like a Xana character episode every day because he does some weird attack, and you're like, oh, Xana's clever, isn't he? But no, like this is a very interesting case study of Xana. Everything he does is more about his self-interest than actually than obviously then you at face value you're like, well, Xana just wants to conquer the world, whereas this episode really drills into that Xana just doesn't want to be dead. He's like, he doesn't want to die. And he doesn't want to be trapped in an off supercomputer.
I haven't finished my
while he's-
task yet.
What?
Oh.
Oh, I said
I mean,
Are you playing Among Us? Are you playing Among Us over there, Colton?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't realize that either.
I didn't realize it. Like, I heard what you said, and then
Yeah.
Among Us came into my head 10 seconds later.
Oh god.
That's-
Yeah.
my mind was
aside, I would
weird.
still give common interest.
Oh
Like-
man, S's.
Like,
Okay.
the memes move it from S to SS.
Okay, so I'll
But-
say that I
Unlimited.
I do like I like the memes. I do like
Yeah,
how there's
yeah.
one random character.
Yeah.
went
I feel
from, like
Yeah.
this like random background character to like, oh my god, it's Peter Duncan. Who's Peter
Yes.
Duncan?
Yes.
It's Peter Duncan. You know who Peter Duncan is?
Yes.
Who only
Also-
has one actual speaking line to himself.
He has two.
But I
or
But I
three.
like how Yumi and Aelita have like a little moment to themselves. How they just get a chance to talk.
Oh
I like
my
how
god.
Jeremy kind of has like a moment to kind of just he has to kind of like accept that like Aelita's kind of gonna die because he's never gonna get a plutonium battery, and he can't spam Return to the Past because that's just gonna return the battery. That's just gonna drain the battery faster. So he's kind of just accepting the fact that like she's gonna die. Like that's it, game over. Like it was all for naught, and it's kind of dark in that way, which is, I like dark subplots, but that's just it's one of the things where you think about it a little hard, and then it's like, oh, fuck, that's depressing. But all right, I liked how when they got her to the hospital, the doctors there actually really did give a shit. Like whenever she went into cardiac arrest or whatever happens when the supercomputer goes down. Like, they immediately were just like, oh, it's little Aelita, she's in trouble. Like, they actually really cared about her well-being.
They better
Which is
be.
just so the opposite of America, where America's like,
Oh my god.
fuck it.
Uh,
I really liked how, and I like how just amazed they were, where it's like, I've never seen, how the hell did she survive this?
Yeah, yeah, they were very confused. Like, I never
Also
seen anything
great
like this
to see-
before.
Yeah, also
She's
great.
not a person, she's a robot, and robots can survive anything.
That's
Yeah,
great.
also great seeing
Yeah.
fucking like Jeremy putting the battery in, and Peter, and then Ulrich like throwing hands at Peter Duncan. That was pretty fun.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
I don't remember
Oh, no.
anything specifically happening on. I don't remember anything happening specifically on Lyoko. That was cool. I don't remember anything specifically, but
Yeah. I can't
overall, it
remember
was a
either.
like for me, this was a very
Um,
like solid episode. Not great, but not like
Yeah,
not
I agree.
terrible at all. It was solid.
Oh yeah, we don't know how what Flower said in the chat or Discord chat. We don't know how Jeremy acquired the hazmat suit. But we don't need to worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I mean,
Oh, I just thought that Duncan.
I think it's just an oversight in the design of the lab. Like, there's no storage facilities in the lab, but I like to think because you have to also keep in mind, Franz Hopper had to probably change that battery at some point.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Well, okay.
I mean, it wasn't used for a long
Franz
time.
Hopper
too.
had to hold the battery in his bare hands. It was an event, but don't worry, he returned to the past.
either.
It was fine. Yeah, he returned to the past. Was fine.
If
Go
we
ahead.
start pointing out things like that, we're gonna ever point out the fact that Jeremy's running this big ass supercomputer, and who's paying the bill for the electricity?
Don't worry about it.
Can of worms. Okay, who's paying for the electric bill?
Okay,
Yeah.
I
Carpet.
actually think it's plausible that the factory has its own like hydroelectric MIDI generator because we do see it's hooked up to the river. there might actually be, and since the energy doesn't seem to be powering like a factory in full production, it might just all be going to the supercomputer. So it might be enough power instead of relying on like Jeremy like siphoning off energy from like the grid, which I could totally see Franz or Jeremy setting something like that up, to be honest.
That's the question we needed to answer, not like what happened to Iwea's mom or what was Project Carthage. No, how does the power work in this?
All right, but we are going
Freaking
on a
factory.
tangent, so
Yeah, we are. How did I not catch that one?
I'm just imagining that like that Franz really quickly pulled the battery out, got radioactive shits, ran to the fucking computer, hit back in time, and he was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, exactly.
2 seconds more, and I would have been fucking dead." I'm sorry. We can continue.
Yeah,
I just had to
exactly.
say that.
No, that was good.
Oh god.
Yeah, Peter Duncan. I think it was cool to see. It was the first time we get to see Xana possess the criminal, so that was cool.
Yeah, that's true.
They made him really look. They made Peter Duncan look like you better fear him. Which
He
is
did
another...
look like a savage.
Yeah. He looked like you don't want to mess with that guy. I mean, Walter White. That's pretty much who he is.
I mean,
He doesn't.
Yes, I forgot about that. I was about to bring
Franz
that.
Hopper's a
last thing up,
freaking
too.
idiot. He didn't power the supercomputer with a quantum state because that probably would generate infinite energy for all time. So Franz is an idiot.
Yeah.
To be fair, this
Yeah.
dude did live through 7 years worth of the same day. I think he's well past the point
Maniac.
of sanity.
Oh yeah, for sure.
June 6th.
Permanent
Anyway.
insanity, I should say. Yeah. Anyways.
Insanity, you might even
I'll
contend.
fucking reach through the screen.
Man, that was a good one, guys. Come on. Can't wait for that episode though.
Okay, so we're all giving
What?
it an S.
I haven't said anything yet, but I wouldn't wait.
Me neither.
Right now.
Okay.
Alright.
It
Yeah,
seems-
go ahead.
What, me? Oh no, I just saw what I was pinged. I'm just
I thought A1 had something to say.
No, I'm done.
confused. J-Man, what about you?
Okay.
J-Man.
I like it. Yeah,
Cool.
this episode I like it. Honestly, it's another one that's also pretty fun to watch. Like the whole Peter Duncan thing, like
Yeah.
it's honestly incredibly amusing, especially when he kidnaps Jeremy and stuff like that. I thought that was really nice. I thought what they were doing, or like what was going on in Lyoko with like the sectors disappearing. I thought that was
Yeah, that
really
was cool.
like interesting to see.
Yeah.
That was a really good change of pace of like
Oh, guys,
the
can we
off-stage
Hold on,
Jay-
Dylan, hold on. Jay's talking.
Sorry.
Dang, man is talking. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like and the whole thing of like the supercomputer deactivating and returning, like on and off, like rinse and repeat. I thought that was a really effective way to showcase like the things that Aelita was going through and stuff like that. Because every time she fainted, I fell for it, especially when she fainted again or passed out again in the hospital. Like that was really effective to see, because like, you know, obviously none of us wants to see Aelita get hurt or possibly pass away from this, but when it comes to everything else this episode has to offer, it's honestly really solid. Like I got no complaints whatsoever. And again, like the whole not just Lyoko things, but the whole like back and forth Ulrich had with Duncan in the factory, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, no complaints from here. I think it's like a solid A, B. What I say, A or B? I'll go with A.
A,
Why
D,
not?
E, F, G.
A, B, C, or D.
All right.
Um,
Something.
okay. I think anyone else have anything to share?
Yes, I've been kind of waiting
Okay.
for everyone to talk because we do have a lot to. Well, not as much as the other two, but last two. But
Yeah.
I like this episode a lot because it kind of goes back to season 1 in a way where it's like Xana's doing a thing, and where but it's kind of a mystery. Like, what is he really up to? The Warriors have to figure it out, and but also it puts the season 2 spin on it, where it's like Aelita is directly being impacted by this as she continually passes out and no one's sure and they're worried she's gonna like die. And meanwhile you have Peter Duncan running around and he's passing out too, and that's weird. And it turns out this mystery, it isn't just Xana, it's the supercomputer's battery is failing. And but we don't get that build up to that reveal is just, it's what I love about this show. It's just that intrigue of
Yeah, they do that
what are
good.
we doing. And Xana like being like, no, I am going to get you to help me in the most direct way I can think of. And he just has Duncan kidnap Jeremy and bring him to the factory. And Jeremy apparently is smart enough to figure out like what it is Xana wants him to do. Actually, I just remember there's that really haunting scene when they figure out the power is failing and Jeremy's just like, yeah, so if the battery goes, Aelita goes. But where are we gonna get a uranium battery?
I know.
What are we gonna do? Is Aelita gonna die after everything?
Episode's wicked.
Thank you,
Yeah, that's
Xana.
And Aelita overhears all of it, and she's like, and then when they go to comfort her, she's just like, dude, don't. Like, I know I'm gonna die soon. Like, man, that's kind of intense. Don't worry. I don't think it's funny. This is just my like I don't know.
No, you're...
awkwardness, I guess. Just like, yeah, it's a very good episode. It's a very solid. I mean, yeah, there's a few things like where did Jeremy get the hazmat suit from? And also how did they lug Peter Duncan's unconscious body to the police station?
No, that's
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Guys, they have skateboards. They just tied some string to his feet, put him on the skateboards, and rolled him there. Duh.
I mean, yeah, I've heard the argument they use the sewers, but even then, they still gotta come out of the sewers at some point, lug this guy like up the ladder, and like set him in front of the station, like. A1 just posted an image from the SpongeBob Ever Bikini Bottom game where Mrs. Puff is saying, "Don't ask questions you're not prepared to handle the answers to."
I'm so glad you knew
excellent
where it came
meme.
from.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you know where that's
that
from.
game is a treasure. The remake's good too, but all right. Yeah. So common interest. I kind of think it's an S tier, honestly. I know that might be a little higher than the rest of y'all, but I think the attack isn't as iconic, but the situation here is, and some of the character drama is very iconic. So I don't think it's the best episode ever, but I think it's a very good one. So. Okay. I'm gonna say S tier. This episode, okay. I think it's S tier. We'll see what
Peter Duncan would be proud. Flower.
What?
Peter Duncan would be proud.
Yes.
Is proud. So, Wazy, do you have some stuff to talk about?
Yes, I do. As the leading authority on this episode. No, I'm kidding, but go ahead.
Did anyone else want to say
something?
As the
leader of the fan club.
Yeah.
I have one thing to say.
Yeah, what's up?
Go for it.
I think the biggest mystery of all is what crime did Peter Duncan commit?
Yeah, that is
the episode. A lot of things.
A lot of things.
Manslaughter.
A lot of things.
Lots of things. Yeah, a lot of things.
Oh my god, I don't remember that. Oh my god.
And clearly Xana looked at this guy and said, this is my guy
this is my guy.
Yeah.
This is...
I choose you.
Oh god, my
I kind of appreciate... Sorry. Xana could have picked anybody to do this, because he has
Yes.
full control of them. But instead of picking some schmuck on the street, he goes for a criminal to like commit this time.
Yeah, because he's got to
true.
get
Wait,
Yeah,
okay.
he
the
could have
battery.
just like possessed like a
'Cause,
mailman
yeah.
or something and just
True.
did that. But he specifically went for a criminal like in the middle of a transport, and I'm like wondering if maybe Xana has some level, either it was some level of morality where he's like, I don't want to get an innocent person like convicted of a crime they would not have committed otherwise, or if it was more of, if I get some rando who wouldn't normally do this like convicted, it would look hella suspicious. So maybe that's why he picked.
Xana knew what he was doing. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. Oh shoot. Okay, hold on. That's weird. Alright, enjoy. Properties. Wait, hold up. Let me turn it up. Okay, it wasn't a long time, because literally, my headset died, so I had to put my AirPods on, and then as I switched my, oh, that makes so much more sense. Okay, yeah. So let me just change this. I think it should be good now. So let us know in the chat. My headphones died, so I changed to my AirPods, and so that changed the output. So since my headset was the output, you couldn't hear them. But it wasn't for a long time, so we didn't. There was a lot that was still heard. It was just, I think it was right when Colton started talking that we lost audio on the stream.
All right, I gotta repeat myself then.
Yeah, you have to repeat yourself. I'm sorry.
Solid.
All right, we're good.
Okay, that's cool.
Hear us now.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that like Peter Duncan, you get this guy, this criminal, do your dirty work for you, instead of a like some homeless dude on the street where no one would care if he was missing. But no, you get like a criminal who's being transported, like Grand Theft Auto 3 opening style. I just find that like Xana maybe didn't think about this too hard, so.
It's also possible that maybe we're just forgetting this is a children's cartoon, and the writers weren't prepared to deal with like the real moral trickery that would be of like making some random person get convicted of this crime.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking too deep into this, but
To be fair, they further ruined Peter Duncan's life because he was about to go home.
Yeah, that's right.
He was being
That they make him,
right? Wasn't he being transferred to another?
No. The
city?
opening of the episode states, "You ready to go home, Duncan?"
I remember
it's like,
that.
I don't talk to cops.
Well, that might have been another prison. Who knows? A maximum security prison.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
could have been a joke from them, which would be such a. Ugh. But
that'd be hardcore.
Yeah, I know. But I think like Peter Duncan should have been possessed in a different episode, because that would have been interesting to see like a criminal in possession and attacking the warriors instead of using him to help him. But
I'm still no, I do agree with that. I think another Peter Duncan appearance would have been cool.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did
cool.
first,
Like,
but it wasn't
earlier
really.
on.
Yeah. I mean, there was that other episode that we kind of counted as Peter Duncan, where
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I think
where
technically it is a different character.
yeah,
but I
we
like
don't.
to say
we
it
like
is.
we like to say it is. It looks just like
Yeah.
he's all in a good place now, in a better life. He runs into someone,
Yeah,
and he's like,
he's
"Oh
just-
my god, are you okay?"
He died.
Yeah. No, he doesn't die.
No.
Okay.
No.
Audio is working again.
Yeah.
Hello.
Still waiting. Yeah, go ahead, JT. Still waiting.
Hey, so
yeah.
I want to apologize for the technical difficulties earlier.
It's all
hiccup.
good.
My Discord is annoying. I hate when I'm
happens.
not able to properly switch to my Bluetooth, and it suddenly is in speaker and won't go to immediately Bluetooth. That's why I was going in back and forth, restarting, trying to get in with my Bluetooth headphones on.
Well, I'm happy you got it figured out now.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah,
But
so-
what are your opinions on the episode?
My opinions are, first of all, we predicted Breaking Bad. This is Beta Walter White.
You darn right we did.
Yeah,
I
the
made
best
that
case
joke a
scenario,
long
he's going to
time
be
ago.
working in a Cinnabon. He's going to work in a Cinnabon in Omaha. Off tangent there. Okay, bottom
Oh my
line,
God.
this was actually a very crazy episode. The fact that that Xana would possess this criminal, make him take Jeremy to go switch out the nuclear battery. It's just insane. I just love it, everything about it. I would put it as an A tier.
Okay.
It's time.
All right, Weezy.
So,
Yeah, it's time
um,
because we went way too long and the chips are down. You guys took a long time on that episode.
That
On
was
purpose.
not my
It
fault.
happens.
No,
Yeah,
there's no,
that's
it
the
was,
fun of the streams.
yeah, that was, yeah, we're not trying to trying to rush these things, and I knew that was gonna take a long time on purpose, so I was fine with it. But
I
Weezy,
was
continue.
surprised though it would. I already had
Yeah.
it as C tier because it reminded me too much of Miraculous and
Okay.
Adrian
Oh,
eating
God.
the snake.
That's another topic, but yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
All right, Weezy, you go ahead.
No, I'm gonna. Okay, common interest. So yeah, as the leading authority, no. What's it? Common interest is an interesting episode for me because I think right off the bat, the premise is really, really cool. What's it? The nuclear battery for the supercomputer is going down, so Xana gets a criminal to steal a battery and uses and kidnaps Jeremy in order to be able to put in said battery to do so. That's really cool. Flower brought up the intrigue of the mystery throughout the episode. You're seeing you're seeing Aelita and this random dude who seems to be possessed. Well, okay, not a random dude. They establish who he is, but who is possessed, just randomly fainting throughout the day. And that is really neat. I know this episode is technically a filler, but it leans really nicely into the Aelita being connected to Lyoko and therefore Xana plot line, because it's just like, I think it was actually a very ingenious way of just showing how connected these two are to Lyoko itself, because the computer going down. Go ahead.
I want to scream.
Go ahead. Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah. No, it's fine. What's it? What's it? God. The computer itself continually going down and continually killing off both Aelita and Xana throughout the episode. Yeah, they pass at least for the censors. They pass out. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no, they're dead. They're both dead.
Don't worry.
Dead and don't worry about it. And that's really cool. That's really cool. I also love.
Listen.
I also love the idea of Lyoko being continually erased throughout the episode. I think that's continually a race to show the computers going down. There's a level of tension in the scene where Ulrich and Odd are just flying around and about to go down into the digital sea because the battery is turned off. Jeremy's like trying to turn it on and off again. It's kind of funny too. At least described this way. But yeah, it's like it's a very, very good episode. And what's it? Also, the birth of memes. Peter Duncan is neat. Genuinely, he's a neat character. I wish. I feel like he could have had a little more done with him on the side. Like, it's not necessary, but he's at least one of the more interesting random possessees that we get.
True.
Because it's like, yeah, hardened, horrible criminal who has done horrible crimes. That's really, really cool. And what's it? Ah, God. It's just common interests. Peak fiction, a wonderful episode. Okay, no, I'm exaggerating. It's a really good episode. Yeah, it's a really good episode, and I really enjoy it. However, I do have one issue, and that's technically not with the episode itself, but more so with the episode's placement, because it is right after Marabunta, and that is an issue, because we had a similar premise of the Lyoko Warriors and Xana, to at least a certain degree, team up and have a common enemy and need to work together to a certain degree in order to solve the problem. So I feel like if common interests were moved maybe 5 episodes later, it would be a lot better. Like 5 how many episodes are left in the season? Screw it. Move it right
15.
after. Yeah, move it right after Cold War or something. I don't know. But yeah, like just move it away from this spot. I think it's a good episode, but you literally just did this, you know, and or at least something similar. But also another thing that I really enjoyed about the episode as well. I really like at the very least that it's a little different from Marabunta as well, because once he's done with Jeremy, he's back on the attack. And that's really funny because it's just like, yeah, no, I need you guys to get here quick, because as soon as I put in this battery, Duncan's gonna kill me. Yeah. That's really funny, and it's a good time. Common interest, fun episode, great time. I wish it were a little later in the season, but otherwise, good stuff. So yeah.
I do want to point out that, like, I posted a picture of Peter Duncan in the news while Yumi's reading the newspaper. So clearly, that's how they know about Peter Duncan, is that he's clearly in the news. So this is like
exactly. He's notorious.
Yeah, a notorious guy. Which you would find it kind of weird how they would know about Peter Duncan. Like, how they know this random dude? Well, I guess that's how they know about him.
Well, yeah.
Whoever he is. He did something. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, is that you do mention that, like, how like Marabunta and this episode are both kind of similar. Well, well, it's not as similar as, say, Plagued and Swarming Attack.
Yeah, it's not as similar, but they have enough of at least overlapping premises that I feel like it should have been a little later. You know? Like, that's my thing. Like, it's not the end of the world, and I still think very highly of this episode. But it could have been a little later. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually change my answer from B to A after hearing everyone's talking about it. A lot of people made some points that I wasn't like thinking about, and it's legitimately changed my mind, like, for the better. Like, I thought this was just a solid episode. This is actually like a legitimately good one. Like, hearing what everyone has said and like the impacts that this episode has, like, thinking more about it. I'm gonna say A. Honestly.
Woo!
Are we ranking now?
I guess so.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, I think
Yeah.
everyone has talked. I think J-Man, have you talked?
Mhm.
Common interest? Yeah, I did.
Okay, that's gotta make sure. Okay, so you said A. I will. I think I'm giving it a solid A. Yeah, I agree with everything that was said, but S tier. I don't know if I just. A is good. A is good. J-Man.
Let me see. Yeah, I would say an A too. Like it's not really up there when it comes to like S tier episodes. Like I don't come back to this one too much, but it's definitely still enjoyable. It's 100% solid, and it's got everything that I would want out of like a standard Code Lyoko episode. So A for awesome, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Ooh.
A for Peter Duncan.
No, you ruined it now.
Not any more than this guy does.
A for Aelita's coma.
JT,
Oh my god.
Hello.
what's your ranking?
I give it an A.
All right.
A for Duncan is now working with Gene and Cinnabon in Omaha.
Doesn't work.
Yeah,
Flower
I was waiting for the A.
Flowers said S. Maybe she'll. I don't know if she's already talked, but I don't know if she wants to say anything else when she comes back. But Colton.
A.
Okay.
Yes, A.
All right. And Wazy.
S tier as well. Although like a low S, but yeah. Even though I talked about its placement and everything, I still think this is a great episode. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's 3 S's. I'm surprised it got 3 S's, to be honest. I wasn't expecting that.
Does that count, Dylan?
Oh no, Momo in the chat said S right before she left.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dylan also gave it an S.
Dylan did?
Yes, he did.
Oh, I forgot he was. Okay. All right. I totally forgot about that. Okay.
Hold on.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there was 4 S's and 5 A's.
So close.
Um,
So close.
So it's a high A.
it would be a high A, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Looking at the rounding up for that.
Ooh, do I want it to? Go ahead.
I mean, I see when y'all pick S, y'all weren't probably thinking high S. No, wait, it would be low S.
I said low S.
No, yeah, but since we have 5 A's and 4 S's, that would make it a low or a S minus. I don't know why I said high minus or high. God, I can't talk.
Would it's like, even though I love this episode, but 5 A's and 4 S's would be an A plus, not an S.
Oh
minus.
no, you're right. I don't know. Sorry, I am just.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was gonna say like there's more A's than S's.
I know. I don't know why I was doing that. You should have went with it, Wazy. You almost won that.
Can never question my integrity. I could have just said, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Seriously.
low S.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Yeah, for sure. I guess. I mean, do y'all want? Is this? But do y'all want it in front of? Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be.
Cool.
So, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it is a good episode. I really agree that it's a good episode. I just, it's just S tier. I don't care if it becomes S minus, but.
That's fair.
Ah, man, it got good points on this because I think the last time we were all went to like S or what was it? Zero Gravity Zone. It was an episode where we were like, man, everyone was like, yeah, everyone was just kind of like on the same page. Because I wasn't expecting that to be an S tier episode. I mean, obviously, when you talk about it and remember things, you're like, oh yeah, damn. So
Yeah.
that's gonna happen a lot.
Good episode.
Yeah, I definitely thought what we talked about with this episode was really good because I was thinking maybe like I was still thinking A regardless, but I guess I wasn't. I was thinking more like low A, but with everything that we talked about, I'm like, yeah, I'm totally fine with it being A plus too. You know, we have 3
have
S's,
spoken.
but yeah.
Mm.
But I'm surprised we are able to get one in. I know we're 20 minutes after our end time, but we did start it a little late, so
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
tired. I am tired now.
So as of now, I should actually get off myself.
So this is the stopping point of the stream.
Yep, 3-hour max is our
Yeah.
limit.
Yeah, well, good.
Ooh.
3
Because
hours,
I'm
3
about to watch. I'm
episodes.
about to watch FC Dallas play right now on
Oh
MLS.
yeah,
It's
my
not
brother's
true.
going over there to watch that.
Nice.
Oh, you might run into my dad and my stepmom. They're gonna be there.
I'm sure he'll
And my
come
little
back.
sister.
I'm sure he'll come home and say, "Hey, I just ran into your friends and my parents."
Well, I'm not there sadly, but you might run into my.
No,
parents.
he's not gonna know.
But thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks.
Well, thank
thanks
you
a
all.
ton
This
for-
was a great stream. Apologies for my technical difficulties and my unnecessary interruptions. It's been kind of a hectic day. My grandparents are babysitting. I had a bout of hiccups during the stream, and it was just crazy.
Yeah.
But next Sunday, I'm going to be in better shape. I'll be at home. 20th anniversary stream next Sunday.
That's right.
Oh shit! It is
And-
next week. Oh
Yeah.
my word! Oh,
I
it's
kinda-
gonna go
yeah.
down.
I forgot we're not having a tier. Yeah, I forgot we're not
Yeah,
having a
next year
tier
we're
gonna head
stream
off
next
to you guys
weekend. Oh well.
next week.
And don't forget my documentary premiering the same day, 1
Yep.
p.m. CST.
Can't
I
wait.
cannot wait to finally have that be premiered.
Yeah.
Been
So
waiting way
Can't
too
wait.
long.
anyway, I don't like if y'all are want to be a. I mean, I think I'll stream it too. So, I mean, if you want to be in the VC, I think the VC is gonna be full actually. So it depends on who gets here first. But
So I'll be in the VC, and I'm going to be there with you guys reacting. I'll also be live chatting too in the stream
yeah,
on my YouTube channel.
So I think well, it's gonna be an all day thing. It's gonna be an all day VC. We don't do a lot of those. I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean,
Well, I don't know if I'll be there totally because it's
Wait,
also
wait,
going to
wait.
be my grandpa's birthday. But other
That's
than
fine,
that,
that's
I
fine.
Are
just
you-
feel-
Yeah.
Cam, are you still live streaming?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're still
I'll be there.
here. Woo.
You're all here against my will.
everyone go home. The tier list episode's over.
Yeah, we're talking about
Alright.
next
I'm gonna be
weekend's
here.
stream. We're talking about next weekend's stream, sir. It's on a Sunday and it's not a top tier stream.
And it's going to be the long-awaited world premiere of my documentary. Just
Be
can't wait
there,
to
Well,
see
well,
my
well,
review.
Well, mainly just because it's the 20th anniversary. That's the
Yeah,
20 years build up. Here we go.
I
It's
know.
about to be 20 years,
Woo.
man. But yeah, I think
Alright.
we're gonna. I think I said 12 p.m. I have to double check. I think it's 12 p.m.
Yeah, 12 p.m. an hour
Eastern.
before my premiere.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to hop off because FC
Alright,
Dallas is
bye-bye.
about to play.
All
I'll
right.
see you
Yeah.
guys soon.
See you,
Bye.
man.
Anyways, yeah, next week is gonna be fun.
When's the next episode tier stream?
The tier would have to be set the following. So next, we don't have one next Saturday because we're gonna do an all day stream on Sunday for the 20th anniversary. So it'll be the Saturday after that.
Oh, it is on Sunday. Okay, I was confused. I thought it was Saturday.
Yeah, the third's on a Sunday.
I did my math wrong
Yeah, you do.
because August has 31 days.
Yeah, I think August and July I think both have 31 days if I'm mistaken. Just certain.
Yeah.
Because usually there's a pattern, but there's like.
It's
3
all
months.
about the knuckles for the pattern. Like, what's it? Your higher knuckles? Yeah. No, like.
Oh
you
right.
start counting from one
I know what you
knuckle.
mean
Yeah,
now.
up,
I was
down,
so
up, yeah.
lost, bro. I was like,
Yes,
I was thinking of fucking Sonic, bro. I'm like, what are you talking about right now? Oh man.
Yeah, it's all about Knuckles the Echidna. He knows what days of the month are. What months are longer and which are shorter. Just ask him. It's revealed. It's a big thing about Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sorry, we're going.
Oh man.
Oh.
No,
Woo.
I think that's it. I just, I'll remind everyone when we get closer to next weekend's VC. So, get a lot of rest before. It's gonna be a long day of VC.
Oh.
I can't wait. We'll there's stuff to react to. We'll
Can't
play some. We'll fit in like a Gartic phone session in between and stuff like that. So,
Woo.
it'll be fun. I can't wait. I can't believe it's next weekend, man. I just can't believe it. I can't
Right?
believe it's next weekend, bro.
We're finally here.
Man. All right, I guess I'll end the stream now. So bye, guys. Thanks for joining. That was probably our most viewed stream as it was
Woo!
live. We'll see how with the yeah, we'll see. I know. I mean, still not like crazy numbers, but
Guess
we'll
they really
see
love
what the
chips
total.
are down.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah, they wanted to see that. I feel like it was more Marabunta, but yes, I think both for sure. Literally, the title of this stream is going to be, the chips are down versus Marabunta featuring Peter Duncan.
Perfect.
Yeah. God. What else was I gonna say? I lost it.
Close the stream, baby.
Yeah, I was. I just thought
Yeah,
there was. I had one last thing to say, but I am not remembering it, so I'm gonna have to end the stream now. Right. Oh yeah, I remember now. It was that we'll see what the total count, the view count is by next weekend, or by next weekend. That's all I'm gonna say.
Woo.